Now, oh boy! Well, I'm glad everything worked out to where, like, me and Forte and Ace, we worked out our differences, and everything went well. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna go the exact opposite way and turn into a shit show, but, and I'm not joking about this, everything turned out right, just right. Tell him, Blues.
What happened?
I'm telling the audience how, like, how we haven't done a podcast in a while, but the thing is the staff, we learned about our feelings and we figured it all out, and we're doing just dandy.
It's like the past couple weeks have been pretty tumultuous. There have been some schisms in the staff.
Basically me against Ace and Forte. That's basically what it was.
Well, it's kind of me and you because I mean I've always been on your side this entire time, and then
yeah, that's true.
Like you know what, I'm not gonna be able to run the site if I'm taking sides. So you know what, I'm just gonna
What side is there? You're the owner. So
exactly.
it's like I didn't do nothing wrong.
So at the end of the day, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to be the only staff member until people can show me they can, actually be staff members. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, until that happens, I'll be the only staff member.
I mean, to put this in, like, I'm sure, like, Dick Falcon, who's our guest, he's listening in, and also the audience, they're probably wondering how this all really happened. And, I mean, this really started once the saga started. Things started to kind of break down.
Once the saga started to break down, and as far as like like as far as the organization and everything, it's like, we had people complain. It's like, oh, the saga's so disorganized. Oh, I'm so uninterested. Oh, this, oh, that.
Oh, you mean Iona and Sunpan basically complaining all the time?
Mostly them.
Yeah, let me talk about them real quick too. I don't have to be professional. Like I said, I'm just a member. I'm just a wacky member now. Whoa! Rob's unhinged. Yeah, I'm all unhinged and wacky. It's like, oh God, what's Rob gonna say next? So I look at it like those two. I mean, we already knew. That they were potentially, and we actually have more context now because other people have talked about them, and I'm like, oh, so they have a history of picking apart sites. So it's not, and plus, I never knew they were roommates. Now it's all coming together because I never really. I'm not gonna ask them if they're roommates. It just seems weird, just out of the blue. But now that I know they're roommates, they have a history from other people saying that they pick apart sites, and the fact that we were tipped off that they wanted to see the site fail. Let's just be honest. I don't care. They can listen to this. I'm like, okay, you want come on the podcast and explain how it's not true? That'd be fun. I like that kind of podcast where it's like, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, because here's the thing. I resigned. Blue said he was going to fire me. I mean, to be fair, I think I made the best decision. I don't think I should have got fired because I was just GMing and doing my fucking job, but it's whatever. It's like, I mean, at that point, if you get fired for being the GM when you're doing your job, and it's not even your fault, really, because people don't know when to show up on time, and then they want to bitch, and then they want to troll the C-Box. I'm like, you know what? I can't do my job anyway. So I was like, okay, well, you can.
Yeah, it's like I can't have random trolls just coming into the C-Box and just undermining the entire staff.
It was Grant's friend, and the best part about that was that I asked who that was, and Forte wouldn't tell me. So, I guess if you wanting to know, it's me and Forte and Ace probably going to get along after this. Probably not, because you know why? Because I don't like people who supposedly are my friends, and one of the reasons we started the chats and the podcast anyways is so we could talk in person. It helps humanize us, and I thought it would build better bonds and relationships. Well, I guess not, because I've talked to Forte and Ace, and we've been really friendly. But you know, if they're gonna lie to my face and be like, I don't know who that is, and it's obvious. I mean, we already know that's Kakaso's or Grant's friend or whatever trolling the site. So you're gonna take a troll side over your own staff members, and then you're gonna go with other members, Iona and Sunpan, and help sabotage a stage. And it's like, no. I mean, at that point, I mean, I think things turned out well. Given the circumstances, me resigning was a good move, and you letting them go was a good move, because they can't really be mad because it's like everybody kind of got let go in their own way. Like, I think if I was still an admin with you, they would be infuriated, and they would they might still stay on the site, but they would be like double as salty and shit, and
yeah,
you know, and they were gonna. I'm guarantee you they would passive aggressively try to get me into an argument with them. And I sometimes I'll take the bait. I'm like, okay, you want to get an argument? Well, I hope you want to finish it, because I am. So, because I mean, I generally, as an admin, I only take light jabs. Like, if you take a jab at me and it's in banner, I'll always take a jab back in banner. But like, if you're like seriously coming at me, it's like, okay, well, all right. It's either I'm going to ignore you or eventually I'm going to say something. So it's whatever. What else happened out of all this? Well, I guess that's a short story. I guess we could go in more. I mean, there's more details to why the saga. I think one of the things, too, that they didn't like, or certain people didn't like, is when the saga was failing, I just was like, well, somebody's going to have to lead this shit forward, and I'm like, okay, the forums ain't working. We're doing it in the C-Box. And people are like, well, wait, Forte's like, well, maybe we should do some pie charts. I'm like, no. How about we don't do that? How about we actually keep the saga moving so we don't look like idiots to the members, because we can't make a fucking a simple decision. And that's what made me angry, is that not only are they inactive, but they're so indecisive. It's like, no, we can't. Mm-hmm. What you want to tell the members? Oh, we're stopping the forum posts. We don't know when we're going to start it. Everybody's going to leave. You know, people think I'm a villain because I call shots, and sometimes I'm very imposing with my ideas, but it's like, well, do you got a better solution? That's exactly what I told Forte, and he didn't have any. I'm like, well, if you don't have a better solution, what is the argument? So because it's not your idea and it's coming from me, I guess you would rather the site die in indecision.
And see, I've seen this same argument come from other people that say, hey, you know, Forte, it's like, if he doesn't get his way, then, you know, oh, it must be a bad saga. You know, because it's like,
yeah,
Gree was bringing this up. I went back in the logs of the last chat we had, and Gree was talking about this, and it's like, I remember when he was making that whale saga that we talked about. Do you remember we talked about that whale saga?
Oh, yeah, God, so, the fucking whale saga, man.
So in that whale saga, it's like one small thing had changed, and then he was just like, all right, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Fuck this. I don't like it. And so I feel like some of that was here in this saga because, you know, he's the type of player that doesn't like to do, he doesn't really do Dragon Ball Z, which is why I don't know why he would want to come back to a Dragon Ball Z site, but that's a different story. But, you know, it's like he doesn't do the typical Dragon Ball Z RP. So that being said, you know, I can see where he would be like trying to derail some of the saga because he feels like, oh, you know, if I don't get to be the main saga hero, then nobody gets to. And then if it's not Ace, if it's not him or Ace, then it can't be anybody else.
Yeah, it's just the way
It's like why.
It's amazing that Bullet Club put things in more of a perspective because you don't feel like you're in a bubble.
But the thing is, it's like, why does he want to be the hero all the time? Like, I get it. Everybody wants to be the hero all the time. I do too. Whenever I'm playing Oob, you know what I'm saying. But it's like sometimes you have to concede and let the other members get the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? It's like Ace, Kira and Astrid can't be the heroes all the goddamn time.
I don't honestly know what they want, to be honest.
It's like they can't be the heroes all the goddamn time, and that makes us kind of look bad because it's like not only are they staff, but it's like Kira gets to take out the Tree of Might. You know, Astrid is in every C-Box event. You know, It's like, come on. I get that there's one thing about being involved, and then there's another thing about trying to steal the spotlight. Because keep in mind, Astrid never played his Castrol. He barely ever wanted to play his Castrol.
I mean, there were certain parts. There were certain parts of the saga I would have taken out. I would have taken out the Garlic Jr. part and made that separate, and I would have took out the Castrols at this point. I mean, if you literally asked like Dick Falcon what the Castrols are, he probably couldn't tell you. Nor could any of the other members. That's bad. I guarantee you they could at least tell you a little bit of vaguely, and that's not good either. They could vaguely tell you about Turles' Saiyan faction, kind of, if they've been paying attention. But even that's not good. There's a lot of improvements. I mean, before my takeaway from the saga is different because. I really don't want you, I'm definitely not, but I don't want you either to just celebrate and be like, oh, well, this is a success. I mean, it is technically a success, but you should really, like, criticize it, like, thoroughly to figure out the issues because it barely got done. I mean, there were times when I was, like, thinking, like, you know, fuck this shit. I mean, but I wasn't, I couldn't just leave the song. I've done that before, and and that was more when I was a member and I was hot-headed, and I'm like, I can't continue this pattern. Nobody's gonna be able to trust me to run a site if I can't finish what I start. So I'm like, I gotta follow this through regardless because it's hard to RP with some people that you're not getting along with, and you got to just, you know, go along with it, you know, just in character, and I did it, you know, it wasn't perfect, but it got done, so, and, you know, it's not easy, it's not as easy running shit, or running a saga when you don't get along with half the people. I'm assuming this is just how it's gonna be as an admin. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be members you just don't get along with, and they're just on the site. And you just have to accept it. But I mean, there's a difference between that and people who are maliciously trying to undermine certain people, and that's where I draw the line. So that's my thing. And
it's like I was getting pissed off at that guy trolling you too, because it's like, dude, who the fuck even are you?
I mean, honestly, if I'd been the co-owner, I'd have been like, okay, I'd have figured out who he was and I'd have banned him. And potentially Kakasao as well. It's like, I'd at least ban him for 10 days. Be like, look, you want your friends trolling the site, then why are you here? You know? I mean, honestly. But that really pissed me off. It really pisses me off when supposedly my friend, air quotes, my friend and fellow staff member decides he's gonna cover for a troll, and he's gonna also. He shields Iota and Pan from anything we criticize him about. That's where he gains all his power from. He has his certain members in his pocket that he shields from us, and I'm like, you know, okay, I get it, you know, but it's like that. It can't work if the site becomes dysfunctional. Like if you have your little clique, okay, but what if the site becomes dysfunctional because of it? Then it can't work. You know, that's when it becomes a problem. So, I'm just... Yeah, I mean... to me, this was kind of like the last straw. I literally, because of college, I stopped doing Enigma. And I'm like, okay...
on a computer.
I stopped making Enigma because I realized, okay, I'm going to be doing college. College was a lot harder, and I'm like, I can't be there... in the most important phase of it when I don't have anybody and I gotta like be there and do everything myself. So I'm like, then you came and you're like, hey, we're starting Legends. I'm like, you know what? fuck it. Why don't we just try this again? We'll pool all our resources together. And this is going to work a lot better. Because I still got to go to college, so I mean, I might have to shelve Zeta for a while again while I go to school. It just depends on the workload. Because I can't. There's nobody else I can really rely on besides you, maybe as an admin, to help run it. But I'm not gonna leave it. I gotta at least be there. So I mean, it's just crazy at this point. But this was really the last straw because I really was like, okay, I was humble enough to be like, look, I can compromise and let's try to work together to create something because it'll be easier. And, we could just, try it. And it just, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And like you said, you criticized me that, I'm too outspoken and I'm too blunt. But, like, I feel like sometimes you have to be. Because if I hadn't been blunt and I didn't tell Ace and Forte how I felt, it would have exploded later down the line anyways. I mean, it was almost inevitable. Mm-hmm. So, I don't really see that as a problem. It just comes off bad, but, I mean, that's why Zuka left. He could see it a mile away, and I could kind of, too. And that's when I started running the idea of, I mean, I had talked to you a little bit, but I hadn't been that serious about creating a sister site. Now I'm dead serious, because it's like, in my mentality, it's like, why am I dealing with a co-owner who I mean, as far as I feel like I'm a way better admin than he is, and a guy who doesn't do anything, who wants to criticize me and try to, dictate what I should do with my events. It's like, well, if that's how it's going to be, then why can't I just create my own place? I can take my talents and do my own thing. So, I mean, that's where it's at. So, no, man, it's just like I don't really have issues with you. I mean, we've always gotten along, but we kind of have the same vision. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is with Forte. Well, what really probably sealed the fate of this shit really was when I was running stage 1 and Forte decided to interrupt it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? If you want to criticize the way I run it, do it after. But no, he had to go in there to shield his two pals, Ace, to cover another staff member, and Kakasao, because they were too irresponsible to show up when they were supposed to. And I wanted to keep running the stage. If you weren't asleep, the site probably wouldn't have broken up, or the staff wouldn't have broken. Because if you were there, we could have just ran it as Oob and Rom, and they could go fuck themselves. They'll be all honest about it. But and then it was like, even when we ran stage 1, the only good part of it was Corsa versus Rakutsu and Moth Violet. The rest of it was
very underwhelming.
It was uncoordinated. It was underwhelming because Kira kept absorbing it, so I couldn't create tension. I couldn't make it to where Rom seemed like the real Saga boss. So, I mean, and then Iona, and was Iona even there? No, it was Sunpan. It was just a fucking mess, and it took too long to do. Like, it shouldn't take 20 minutes to write a fucking post.
And it shouldn't take an entire week to do one
C-Box event. Dick Falcon left, I guess. He's like, this is too much drama. I don't like this drama. It's like, dude, well, what do you want us to do? You want us to just ignore it? I mean, that's what we could do. We could have just came in here and done an episode and talk about bullshit, but let's talk about what's really going on. Because I feel if we talk about it, we won't because this is what will happen with me and you. Knowing me and you. If we decided, hey, we're not going to talk about it, we would talk about it just in little snippets in every episode. And I remember certain people complaining, it's like, you talk about the same thing. Well, we're talking about this today. And next week we'll talk about something else. Because we'll be like, well, we exhausted it. We roasted them. We got our feelings out there about it, and we won't talk about it really that much anymore. Sometimes we will, to keep it in context with other things, but it won't be like this. So, and that's how I feel. Oh, Dick Falcon's back, so I guess I'll explain to him. I was just telling them, like, I know how you said that you don't like the drama and stuff, and we are talking a lot about the drama, but, like, the thing with me and Blues, if we decided, hey, we're not really going to talk about it.
No, I think he's out getting some food. That's what it is.
Oh, no, because if I was to tell Blues, I'm like, hey, we're not really going to talk about it. We would talk about it, but in snippets in every episode. So let's just kill it right here, And we'll post this one up there, so everybody knows who got spoken to in this episode. So I don't really care if they get mad at me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's almost like everything that could go wrong almost did, and without a little bit of luck and a few right decisions, things would have fallen apart. I thought that you might quit the saga, Blues. At some points, you didn't really want to do it anymore. I was like, I mean, that's how bad it was getting. I don't really blame you. You were kind of like thinking about it, and I was like, dude, no, you can't. We can't move forward because what's going to happen. What would have happened is every new member we get, they would have realized we never completed the first saga. Right. That's not a good impression. So, there's certain people on the site who would talk shit about it all the time. That's another thing I would be very wary about. You're going to get new members, but if they fall into that sphere of influence and negativity, oh fuck, are you fucked? Because their army of sadness will just grow and complaints. And at that point, I would just clean fucking house. I would see who you got and be like, and I would clean house. That's what I would do. Just kill it. What's the saying? You kill the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. That's what you have to do.
I guess that's the saying. I don't fucking know.
I mean, that's one of my greatest fears of Zeta. Is if there were certain people who came who found out the site open and they're the first ones to show up, I'd be like, fuck. Because I already told Stoner Piccolo I wouldn't just ban him outright. And I think that's a good idea. You shouldn't, but like, if they're the first ones to show up, they're going to influence every other new member that comes. And I don't know what I'm going to do in that situation. I might just tell them, look, I promised Stoner Piccolo that I wouldn't ban anybody, but I'm telling you two, specifically, you can't be on the site for another month or two. Then you can be on the site. When I have a base of people established that are not influenced by you in a negative way, because dude, I can't do that, man. Like, I would be so fucking infuriated if I finally got fresh members and they turned them into basically antho fucks or whatever, anthology-centered minded people. Antho cucks. I do not want them to be turned into that shit. That's why it's just, there's only really certain people I really want to be on Zeta. I forgot I said that. That's the antho cucks.
But you forgot you called people antho cucks?
Well, that's what they were. I mean, to be... God, that was a good one.
No, you called them antho flakes.
Antho flakes and antho cucks. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna continue calling people that. Like, when somebody's offended, I'm gonna be like, "You're an antho flake," and they're like, "What's that?" And I'll just tell them the lore. that'll throw them off. It's like,
what the hell is an antho cook?
Yeah, you insult them, but then you give them a lot of lore, and they appreciate it.
So I appreciate this insult. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh man, this Sam Adams. I'm drinking this Sam Adams 76 refreshing lager. It is pretty refreshing.
Yeah, if you even go up to the
So I gotta know. Oh, go ahead.
The little staff thing they used to show all of us. It's just me now.
That's good. I really thought you might go back on that. I really thought you were going to play a 4D. I thought Blues was going to think he's smarter than how Blues really is, and he's like, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play a 4D chess move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Rom that I'm going to get rid of him, but what I'm going to really do is stall it out for a while and tell people I can get them all back together. And I'm like, I'm thinking that in my head. I'm like, that's not going to work. I don't think. I don't. If Blues does that, I just don't see it going well. Because I see I see those staff members turning on you. They're like, oh, Rom's not here now. We need somebody else to be angry and complain about. Well, guess who's next in line? It's Blues. I'm not your bad cop anymore. I can't take all the fucking flack for you.
Oh well.
Because you know, it's all good. I think that's the best decision. Where it's going to become hard is if you do get new members, you're going to be you're going to have to eventually start thinking about new mods and admins. So I don't know. I mean, you got one of the craziest things out of this was Anime Bullet Club just came out of nowhere, and how it actually succeeded, I don't know how. Because like Kondai, I hadn't talked to in a very long time, and I used to like joke with him and call him like Cool Story Kondai and shit, and he didn't like that. But now we're kind of cool. It's like, wow, it's like we created this weird. I don't even know what to call this community. It's basically was supposed to be like a temporary thing, so that way I'm not like isolated from everybody if I had to vanish and just do Zeta. And it you know, because at the time I was like, I didn't even know if I was still going to be on the site. You know, I knew that I'd finish the saga, but I didn't know if I was going to stay or not. It just really depended on how things played out, but...
Well, you know what the fuck you need to do? You need to, goddamn, since you just a member now, bitch, you need to do some threads with me as fucking Goku.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out what characters I actually want to keep. So the only reason I had so many characters was because I was an admin and I was trying to, like, have a lot of diversity to work with. Now I'll probably just have, I mean, I don't even know. The really only one I'm really interested in playing now is probably Moth Violet. Because doing more ROM only made sense as an admin because I was creating more activity in space. You know, so it's kind of like, well, he just escaped. I have Soror as an NPC, but like the problem now is I don't... I kind of told Iona and Sunpan until they changed their ways I wouldn't RP with them, so that kind of takes out the Sun family is to really RP with, and Gohan for whatever reason never RPs with me. It's like he's like, I remember you telling me, it's like, well, he doesn't like your Gohan. He's like, he doesn't RP with me anyways. What the fuck does that even matter?
I see. I asked him why he doesn't RP with you, and it's
he's just salty.
Like you because I think. He told me it's just that he doesn't like the way you took Goku, even though I tried to tell him. It's like, I think it's pretty interesting. He's like, oh, I just don't like it because Gohan is not my dramatic character. Elijah is. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
All right, I guess.
That guy's been salty towards me ever since I dared criticize Heather back in the day. And I still criticize her to this day. Oh, there is no exceptions. I criticize everybody. And to be fair, Blues, do I allow you to criticize me? Do I, you know, I'll admit my faults. You know,
yeah.
I'm at least I'm not one of those fuckers that's like, you know, I can criticize people, but I can't take a criticism, because then that would be a problem. Then I would be intolerable as a person. I realize that. It's like if I criticize as harshly as I do, but I couldn't take it. I mean, that would just rub everybody the wrong way, and I get that. It would rub if I met a version of myself like that. That would piss me off. So I try to balance it out, you know. But
yeah,
I do have my moments. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, when I'm an admin on Zeta, can I be that harsh? Probably not. I'll probably have to be a lighter. There will be people who are that dense, and they just don't. The only thing they get is a harsh criticism. you know, being nice or being mean, they all serve a purpose in a toolbox in social intelligence. There are some people you want to be nice to. They're sensitive. They're not. You know, if you just talk to them, you know, you can work out your differences. But there are those people. They're so dense or so stubborn that to shake them out of their stupor or whatever, you gotta yell at them. I'm telling you that, Blues, because you're in between. Forte's super nice, and I think that's part of his. Well, he's super nice and he fronts super niceness, but nobody's that nice. They overcompensate. So the thing with him is he'll try to get back at you, but it's behind the scenes. So Forte's super nice. I can be super mean, though I would say that it's not as bad as it used to be. And I don't insult people so much I criticize them for legitimate points now. But you fall somewhere in between that. That's why I even said at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that you be the co-owner because you're a lot more liked by at least the people we know from the past than I am. So it kind of made sense. But you're also not so nice that you're relying on people to like you. In the way that Forte's coalesce people around him because they go to him if they have issues with us. It's kind of like the mom-dad scenario with the children where they go to one parent over the other because they know they could get away more with one. And that's never a good thing.
Right.
So that's what I mean. So I don't know, man. But what do you think about me creating Zeta? What's your honest opinion?
What do I think about what?
What do you think about the whole, like, having two sites thing about me creating Zeta and how all this is played out?
Well, I mean, first of all, you were going to make this shit anyway, so it's like, this is accelerating it. Number two, I should have, my mistake was making all of you admins before we started doing anything on the site. If I would have realized, okay, we don't,
I think, dude, out of all your admins you had, you gotta admit that I was probably the best one.
Yeah, you were honestly the most active one out of all the admins. Cause it's like it's like at least Ace had the excuse that he was working all the time. Oh, he can't be active that much. It's like, okay, I get it. All
but
right,
indefinitely, whatever. Like forever, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was on enough to be able to do his little plot with Astrid. So it's like you could probably be on enough to do more than just post a couple missions and do some edits to some stats that were already pretty much refined
I think
to a T.
I think one of your mistakes is you valued friendship more than performance, and that's why, like, instead of using our football analogy, we're going to use the Brit football analogy with soccer. Now, Dick Falcon, if you're on a football team with soccer, I'm talking about soccer about this, not our football, but in football, right? You're on a football team, and you're very skilled. You know what you do. You play a certain position, and you're friends with all the people on the soccer or the football team, right? But you're still all play football, and you're good at it. You know, so you could be friends, but like your soccer players can't be taken. They can't be like considering what the crowd's saying and just stop what they're doing, or trip up one of their own players because they don't like them. You know, yeah, we could be friends, but it's like also as admins, it is technically a job or like working part of a team. You know, it's like if I'm like the quarterback in American football, and it's, you know, I'm supposed to throw a pass to Blues, but I'm like, you know what, fuck this guy, and I just let somebody intercept it or something. Like, what's going on? Why are we playing on the same team if you're just going to allow people to intercept it? It doesn't make any sense. So you got to balance. There, you know, Blues. What I've learned in life is there's a balance to everything. There's a golden mean to almost everything you can think of. There is a balance between business and friendship. And I guess in business, in this case, I mean, some people would think it's kind of a joke because it's only a hobby. But well, I guess it'd be a balance between work and friendship. And here, as an admin, you have to work and perform. You know, it'd be no different if you were running a business. Let's say if we were running an ice cream shop. You know, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll be the supplier of the ice cream. That's my job. Blues for whatever reason, he's really good with people, so he's working. He's the manager. He's working there. You know, he's working with the plebs in the ice cream shop. And you know, Forte's like he does accounting, right? It'd be
Forte
like
tries to control everything. That's what it is.
yeah. And I'm just like, it would be like if I just didn't show up with the ice cream supplies, but I'm like, hey, we're still friends, right? You'd be like you'd be like you're ruining we're going bankrupt, bro. Like you know,
you want to know something, Rob? You want to know something, Rob?
What?
You want to know something, Rob? You know how I know this is the same problem that was on OG Legends?
Why?
Because Forte is literally doing the same character he had on OG Legends. Only this time, because see, I don't know if you were there when he had that character Kale.
Kale?
You there?
Man,
he had that character?
I might have been. That's so long ago, bro.
He was a half Saiyan, but he was like, he really didn't like being a Saiyan, and he was on Earth. He was pretty much a human.
I kind of remember it, but it's... Dude, my memory sucks, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's
probably... trying to see his, but... Yeah, here's his profile. Alright, so, Kale. Keep in mind, not only was Kale, like, super scientist person, as you know Forte likes to be.
Yeah, he always likes to play the same character.
He's, let's see. Kale is highly intelligent and relies on his machines to do a lot of his work, having been an amazing engineer, standard superhuman capability, and above average strength.
He plays, you know what he does? Because I know he's in robotics. He plays himself.
Yeah, he does.
You notice that?
He does.
Because it's always the same type of character. Because the character that and I'm not saying I'm better than that, because Romanus was based a lot off of me. The alcoholism, just the way he acts. Now I'm not as extreme as him, but like there are certain aspects of Rom I wish I had more in real life. Just not giving a fuck and just beating the shit out of some people just for no reason. It's just like Rom's a fun guy sometimes until he gets in too deep. Then it's bad. But I based Rom kind of off of Vegeta. He's like a drunken Vegeta. He's kind of like Vegeta in certain ways, but not really. I guess it's hard to explain because I made Rom not to be kind of like Vegeta too.
Well, it's just the fact that this is literally a repeat of what went on Legends. It's like he's playing the same character, he's doing the same shit. It's like, you know how he always wants to talk about, oh, Astra's gonna take over the world. It's like, guess what Kale tried to do on Legends? Tried to take over the fucking world.
Well, and to be fair, like this is how I plead my case. If people say I'm the problem, I'm like, well, did you know that I had encouraged Astrid? I'm like, look, you should play Astrid as a Saga villain. Everybody's invested in Astrid, and that's why I kept telling you should play Catagon as a Saga villain, because they're all invested in those two characters. It only makes sense. At least you considered it. Now that's still your call. But Astrid, he shirks away from it. I'm like, why? And he has this weird philosophy.
Because he doesn't want the responsibility of having to run a saga.
It's gotta be that.
His character. See, you know what it is? He wants to be like a main character of the saga, but he doesn't want to put the effort into being a main character of the saga.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, until the event showed up, he was not around. He wasn't doing any kind of side RP that was like taking place before the saga. You know, he only showed up to do the events, and he hasn't showed up since. It's like that's what irks me. The fact that he just never shows up, and then when he does want to show up, he wants to, act like, oh, I'm the co-owner, I have the say in what goes on around here. It's like
that was the only argument he had against me, because I'm like,
it's like
he really didn't. he really didn't like when I told him, like, no, it was me and Blues who saved the saga, like, not you. And I knew that fucking pissed him off, but that's as harsh as true as it gets, because...
It's the harsh reality, is because, like, we made up 99% of the saga. It's like, yeah, he had his little, bug people with the Castros, but it's like he barely fucking did anything with them.
So, and he has to learn, look, it's not even personal. You gotta learn this. I don't know, he's younger than me. You're younger than me, so to hold you to my standards, well, not so much my standards, because there are younger people who are way smarter than me, but, like, I have more life experiences, so it's like, I can't hold you to the same standard as me, who's like a decade more experiences. So I'm not saying I'm smarter or wiser than younger people, but I have more life experience to use as kind of a reference. So with Forte... What he doesn't get is it's not about the title. Because a lot of admins will make that mistake. They're like, oh, I'm the admin. Oh, I'm the owner. That doesn't mean anything if you don't have the deeds and the actions to back it up. Because what will happen is what will happen with Tim and Pat. Eventually the other admins and mods will take over and dominate it to where, like, you'll have to do what they say. Or they'll just kick you out in some way, or they'll basically they'll steal your site.
Before you go any further, I just want to say another thing that made me specifically relieve Forte of his admin duties is because people have come to me and told me, specifically, it's like, oh, this is the reason why I don't want to be on the site. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like Forte is the reason. So it's like, I can't have the literal, co-owner of the site driving people away. Stuff that probably happened. I don't know how recent this stuff happened. This could have been last month for all I know. So it's like, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a big problem, because it's like, I didn't even know that. That's the weird thing about Anime Bullet Club. It kind of changed everything. And it only happened by happenstance that I resigned. Because if you had fired me, it wouldn't have gone the same way, I don't think. And it's weird. It's like we live in the alternate best outcome, where I just happened to just get a feel that I should resign. I was ahead of the curve.
So Ace is fine with not being an admin anymore. Well, he already told us
he hasn't done anything, so it doesn't change.
He already told us he was going to be probably not here anyway. So it's like, The one I was really expecting to have a problem with is Forte, but he's not even on. It
doesn't change. It doesn't change the equation much.
Yeah, it's not going to change anything except for the fact that I have to do a little bit more shit than I usually do.
I mean, eventually, if we get a lot more people on Legends, if you need me to be an admin, I could do it in a capacity. But at the current moment, it would probably be really bad. It'd be really bad. It would make a lot of people who are going to be salty about this, even more saltier, and it's fine. I'm quite content because I can do my own thing, and I can always RP as a member, and I'm quite fine with that. It doesn't bother me.
And it's like now that I'm pretty much going to be running everything up until we get some new staff members. It's like now we have a clear vision of what's going to be going on now.
But let me ask you this too. So who are the people? I already know who two of them are. But who are the people who really went to you and said they had a problem with me GMing the site or the stage?
Who are the people? Who are the people that said they had a problem with you?
Yeah, in the stage, or just in general. Because I know, that everybody has their super secret gay Discord ops channels where they are.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was two very vocal members.
Of course.
That didn't like your.
Of course, it's them.
The way you.
Well, they're really going to be angry when I run my own fucking site.
It's really three members. It was two you already know.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was I think Zuka had some complaints about how you were running stuff, but it was like they weren't as bad as what the other two did. And then
talked to
pretty much
Zuko
it. It was like only two very vocal members that had problems with you. It's like everybody else didn't have a problem.
Of course, it would be them.
You know, I never had Dick Falcon give me any problems with you, or Kutsu's never said anything about you. You know,
the only thing.
Yeah, Zuka's just not a fan of the C-Box. So.
Yeah, that's
to see all the focus go onto the C-Box. It's like that's probably what drove him away. But like,
I mean, Dick Falcon and Zuko are right though. We need to have more forum. We gotta balance it out, man. Yeah, we're lucky Dick Falcon's even still on the site. You know, because if he is just pure forum RPs, it's like we haven't provided him anything, and that's our fault. You know, that's directly our fault.
Well, he's been doing his thing. He's been slowly gaining power. I think he's like the second or third most powerful right now.
Because it wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be like a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, people just don't reply. That's the thing with especially with Iona. They suck at replying. Because I had a thread with them as there. You remember that character they had, Beverly?
Yeah.
I had a thread with them. It was like a Master Roshi training thread, and they just didn't post. You know, I kept poking them. I was like, "Hey, when are you gonna post? Hey, when are you gonna post?" You know, I'm just like, I want to get this thread, you know, going. It's like, oh yeah, I'll post so and so. I'll post so and so. And it's like they never post. And then out of nowhere, this like, oh, I'm dropping Beverly as a character. I don't think I like them anymore. I'm like, well, shit. I guess that thread's just going up in smoke.
Yeah,
It's like they like to shift characters a lot. It's like the only one they actually stuck with so far is Corvid-19, and I guess that's because I don't know. I guess Corvid-19 just it's like Yamcha. It's like I don't know. I asked Heather if she wanted to play Marin and Oob, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want to play any other characters now." And I'm like, I
do have a little. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know what? I honestly think it is, Blues. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me get some more lager beers. You know what I really think it is, man? I think it is. It's like I can't judge the whole community off some of these people, man. But it's like, Gohan has been salty with me ever since I had the audacity to criticize Heather because that fucker loves her, just like you do. You can say you don't.
Listen. I think he's legit in love with Heather, though.
But you like her. Like you love her too.
If he had the funding and the resources, like he would probably actually fly over here to the United States and try to like take her out on a date or something. Like that's how much I think he loves her.
I mean, am I mad at Heather that there are people attracted to her? No. I mean, she's a pleasant, woman to certain people. But at the same time, it's like, it's not really even her fault. It's Gohan doesn't like me because I would criticize Heather, but I criticize everybody. Well, you know what my biggest gripe with Heather is that she only RPs with you and I guess Gohan. But it is what it is. She's still a good RPer and she doesn't cause any problems. So can I really? Is that really a huge problem? No, I can't really. What else? What? I don't have ammunition or anything really. I can't really say she's a bad RPer
she's not a bad RPer. She's just really.
She can pick who she wants to be. She's a member.
Really
she can do it.
Inconsistent when it comes to like stuff like posting and being timely with posts and stuff. Like when you get her in the C-Box and you get her for like a while, it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of stuff.
Well, the thing is too is the members can.
If I end up say for instance me and Xanthi do some RP where Kadogan and she and Kadogan are about to go attack something, right? And then she's like, okay, BRB, I'll be back later. I'm like, all right. And then she doesn't show up for like 3 days, and it's like, okay, I'm stuck in the middle of attacking this base, and it's like I can't do anything with Kadogan because Xanthi's just gone for 3 days. And then when she gets back, she's like, oh, I don't really feel like RPing. And I'm like, I can't really say it's like, oh, come
Dick
back
Falcon
to the site
knows.
if she doesn't.
I missed out on that conversation.
But it's like I can't really force her to come onto the site if she doesn't feel like RPing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like on one hand, it's like I gotta try and coordinate when she's feeling like RPing, and then on the other hand, it's like I kind of have to still move on at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just move on without her because, you know, she's so heavily invested in the plot.
At the end of the day, even though it kind of... It does rub me the wrong way, but it is what it is. Heather's not a...
It's like me,
Heather's
it's like
not a bad...
Me and Krillin wanted her to join this saga thread as Marin, and she said she was going to join it, and then she just never posted, and it's like, you know, what the hell happened?
Yeah, but given the encounters we've had with other RPers, I would take a Heather over certain members. I'll take one of her over like 10 of them, because at least
because she's able to compromise.
Well, she's just pleasant,
you know. She's
for the most part.
She's able to.
I don't even know why we could. I don't even know why we didn't get along in the past. It must have been something we just disagreed about.
The reason why we got along in the past is because there was like a universal hatred for like the admins.
No, but why did me and Heather not get along?
You and Heather not get along? Oh, I don't know. I guess because you were just a bitch. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember why we didn't get along. That's the thing. I'd have to actually ask her.
I guess she didn't like how you were back then. It's like you didn't chilled out now, so she's cool with you now.
Yeah.
So it's like I guess back then it's back when you were all drunk and shit.
I'm drunk right now.
Why you don't? No, I mean, I'm talking about.
Well, not really, but I'm
talking about during Legacy when you were like alcoholic.
I'm still an alcoholic now.
God damn it! You know what the fuck I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit. You kind of chilled out now.
Yeah, I did chill out, but that was intentional. Okay. I just was intentionally unhinged with certain people because it's fun, and they deserve it. Like, well, why should I give you anything but that? But no, what I was gonna get at is, given the quality of our peers we've had in our side of the community, anyways. I can't even be mad at, like, if a member is making other members happy, but she only decides to RP with a few people. I mean, that's not a bad member, really. I mean, it sucks that
if she's not doing it maliciously. You feel me?
No,
it's like, we don't say anything about her only RPing with certain people because it's like, one, she's got like a really in-depth plot with that person and they've like planned it out and shit like that, and two. It's like she's just RPing with them. It's not like she's trying to ruin the site like some members, you know. I'm not gonna say they're trying to ruin the site, but
they're not helping the situation. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's like she's not doing it to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna only RP with them, and I'm not gonna ever RP with Ron, because she's RP with you before, like when you were Tetra. It's like
I fell out during. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like the reason Xanthi just doesn't RP with you a lot is because a lot of your characters, she just doesn't have a reason to RP with. Except for, like, Tetradia, because, like, she and Xanthi both know magic.
You know what? I really did like the saga we did with Turles, though, on Legacy. That was a good saga. I don't know why I left Legacy, though. Because Legacy's different from the old Legends. You guys were doing Legends when I was doing Legacy, right? We were split.
Yeah. You were on Legacy, we were on Legends, and it was like a friendly competition. And then Legacy died, and like all of your members came over to Legends.
I don't know what happened with that shit. I don't know, man.
Because Spanish Gohan was on Legacy before he was on Legends.
Yeah, I remember that. So it was me. Was it me and Tim and Pat and Heather?
Yeah, it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Krillin and Iona was there too.
Of course. They follow us no matter where we go. I guarantee you they're gonna at least go visit Zeta when it's done. That's why I'm not telling anybody. The only person I'm telling is you, Blues, and I swear to God, you're not gonna tell anybody. It's gonna be, you know what? And the deal will be.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Blues is leaving right now, folks.
Go in your cage.
God, Blues is sex trafficking children. It's horrible. You know, I might have to call the FBI on him eventually. I mean, I'm not going to be an accessory in this crime. So, yeah, folks, I mean, is Blues evil because he does that? I mean, you could say that, but, I mean, he does RP very well. So, I mean, you know, we're tolerant. We don't condone criminal activity here on the podcast, but I mean, we're not gonna just stop it or end it. I mean, you gotta accept what you get here. So, oh man, well, this rant's getting interesting. We didn't need a script. We did not need a script for this episode, and it's weird that I don't remember a lot from the past. It's all a blur. So what's the rough ETA on Zeta? I'd probably give it, if I keep the current pace, a month or two at the most. Because I'm adding a lot of content. A lot of good content. Like, every trait has lore behind it. Not too much, but just enough to be like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool lore. Like, and you don't even... The great thing about it is you don't even have to read the lore if you don't want to. Because all the lore and extensive stuff is on a link. Because I have a Zetapedia. Which is like... I got inspired from that, from Civilization, where you have a Civilopedia. So I have a Zetapedia where if you want to know more about the lore, you can. Like, for instance, on the Trinity Moons... There's, you know, these are the people called the Gemini. And the thing about them is, what if you lived with a whole race of people that were Magica people, where they could transform, they could use Magica to transform into magical girls or magical boys or magica knights, and they're just a race of people that are like that. They're kind of like the magical girl version of My Hero Academia, but I've bunched up Ronin Warriors, Saint Seiya, like Sailor Moon, like Pretty Cure, all that, and I made two distinct archetypes that are in that civilization, where there's the Magica Knights, which are like more like Ronin Warriors, and they're more like the heavily armored versions, and you got the Magica Senshi, which are like the magical girls or boys, and they have their clothes, their actual uniforms are actually very durable. You know, they're not like, they can take damage, but they can't take as much damage as like a Magica Knight, but they're more they have more speed. So there's no real advantage to being either or. It's just a preference. You want to be a Ronin warrior, or you want to be a Magica girl? Could be either one. And so. But the lore is amazing because it's like, if you go to the racial traits for the Gemini, right? One of their racial traits is pose language. Because you notice, you know, with magical girls, they always do poses. So I just made that like a trait of their race. Like, they use sign language to like express like, you know, strong feelings. So like, they'll talk, but they might do a pose to say a certain thing to... You know, that made it more intensely. Like, if you're my best friend, I'll do the best friend pose or something. And it's like, it's kind of silly, but I think it makes sense. Like, if you were going to make a race of people based off of Ronin Warriors and Magical Girls, they would have, like, poses as a sign language to supplement their normal language. And it's little things like that I add as content, and it's like, So say you go to the Gemini race and you see, oh, pose language. You could read the basic script, but you could click on the link and it'll take you to more of the lore. And you go to the lore and you get a little bit more. So, Blues, are you okay? What are you doing? Are you there?
What?
Are you there, Blues?
Yeah.
No, I was explaining it because he wanted to know when Zeta was going to be ready. And that goes back into my point, Blues. Like I said, I want you as basically my right-hand man admin on Zeta, basically, because you're the only competent person I can rely on, and you can actually add a lot of value to the site. So, or you could just be a member. It doesn't really matter, but I definitely want you there at the beginning. But if you're there at the beginning, you got to promise me you're not going to tell anybody on Legends, who I'm talking about, that it's active for a while. And the trade-off will be is you could tell them, all these new members I get, you could tell them about Legends. You're like, hey, this is my friend Rom. I also have this other sister site called Legends. We're in the same multiverse. There you go. I think that's a mutual benefit. Leave the certain people who are going to annoy the shit out of me off the site for a while I try to get this new community together, and you could get them to join you. Oh, Blue's left. See, we're making deals here, Dick Falcon. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, man. We're giving you behind the scenes details of what's going on. This is what we'd be talking about if we weren't, Blues is back, but are you back, Blues?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you think about that? If we can maintain that deal for a while. The deal is I'm gonna not announce Zeta being created, and I'm gonna try to get new people in through advertising. I'm gonna only let you know that it's active. You can join, but the deal is don't tell anybody on Legends that it's active for at least a month or two, so that way I can get. I mean, there's certain people I would let.
I still have to focus on Legends too. So I mean, it's not like I'm gonna let that slip. Be like, hey guys, Rom's making a new site.
I don't know.
It's like, no, we still gotta run Legends.
Just keep it kind of under wraps. There's certain people. Well, Dick Falcon's gonna. He already knows, so we'll. Fuck it. Yeah, since he's our number one fan, we'll let him know. Yeah, we'll let Dick Falcon know.
He's our number one podcast.
Yeah, we'll let him know right off the bat. We're gonna let him in on this scheme, this pyramid scheme. So we'll let him know, at least.
All of a sudden, it's a pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme. He's gonna be top of the pyramid. He's gonna be selling like, 50% off jerky, beef jerky. Yeah. I mean, I really do. It's really content's gonna be king on Zeta, because I'm like put a lot of thought in the traits. Like I'm like, okay, not only is this a trait, but how does this relate to the lore of the race? Say what? Pro boards? You're just gonna make fun of pro boards, aren't you? Well, I don't like J-Sync. J-Sync is a fucking bitch of a fucking hosting site, man. They're like, I keep hearing people telling me, well, it's better for coding and stuff. It's like, I don't see it. It seems like it's worse. You can't even put videos on that shit. Telling me it's better. Like, maybe if you're like a super into coding, I'm just not that guy. I like to keep things simple. That's how I like my site and I like my stats simple. Let's see. So where should we go from here? We pretty much yelled at everybody. We've talked about future plans. So what should we talk about now? I didn't really get any articles for news, or I guess we should talk about the saga. Yeah, we got to talk about the saga for the members or for the audience. That's what they crave. So the saga's over, folks. What happened? Well, did we even cover what happened in every stage? Did we even explain that to them? Do we have to explain it to them? I guess if there's somebody who's a huge fan of us in the future, if these things still exist, and are like, I want to know how this really started from the beginning. I guess we'd have to explain it to them. Am I? Oh, my voice is still on. I guess we would have to explain it to them. I don't really feel like it. I'm kind of lazy. Like, you know what? If you really want to know how the saga, started and ended, you really need to go on Dragon Ball Legends and go on the C-Box and ask Blues, like, hey, Blues, you piece of shit, explain to me what happened to Saga.
Or you could go and look at the C-Box records.
Yeah, C-Box. That's what I meant. The C-Box records. The C-Box records will tell you.
God damn it.
Blues is good. Right, all right, Blues. Blues had to leave. So, we talked about that. Let's talk about some norming news. Oh boy. Why not? Why not talk about what you live in a fantasy world of RP and to escape the normal world, but I'm taking you right back. Taking you right back into it. Kicking and screaming. Let's see. See what's going on in the news. I guess we'll go. Who do we want to go with? Oh boy, we'll go to. Got CNN and we'll do The Intercept. That's what we'll do. Let's see what news they got. Hope it's good. I don't get what that means, so we're going to skip that. Voices. The unemployment crisis is a true national emergency. Yeah. Yeah. One in 5 people are unemployed in America. That's not good. And I think what's the statistic is, because our government didn't do anything to alleviate anything, 50% of the population won't be able to pay rent next month. So, if you thought the riots were bad because of George Floyd, just wait till this shit blows over. It's gonna be fun.
What?
Oh.
What the fuck did I come back to?
Oh, we went into some normie news. Basically, the unemployment crisis is a true national emergency. Yeah, 1 in 5 people in America are unemployed. We're in depression levels, basically. And also,
I heard something that was like 1 point some million Americans wasn't gonna be able to pay their rent this month.
No, it's like almost 50% of the population won't be able to pay their rent the next month, and I'm like, so
yeah. And then they're talking about no rent forgiveness and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck do you want?
Oh, there's gonna be a revolution overnight, man. We're heading there. There's gonna be a revolution and riots, and we're so going there. I mean, we'll still be doing the show, but I mean, that's why I got a shotgun.
It's like people honestly think it's like, oh, Joe Biden's gonna come in and fix everything. Dude, it's like, no, he's part of the reason shit's fucked up.
Joe Biden's part of the problem.
Exactly.
Really.
It's like Joe Biden's part of the reason.
Saying Joe Biden's better than Trump.
Yeah,
saying Joe Biden's better than Trump is like saying that Trump's like
it's just like saying Hillary's better than Trump.
Yeah, exactly, and she's a fucking sociopath. Like it's already been revealed that Bill Clinton was involved in the Epstein shit because the documents have come out from court. Yeah. It's not conspiracy anymore; it's real. So put Bill Clinton up there. Bill Clinton was a potential pedophile, a sex trafficker, or involved in sex trafficking. Then you have George Bush, the war criminal, Obama, which I mean, some people some people say Obama's great, but I'm like, he bailed out the banks and fucked over homeowners. He had more drone strikes. He didn't do that much
for black people either.
I'm pretty sure the black community actually got worse under his administration, not better. And then we get Trump. I mean, Trump's a natural progression from all these fucking clowns. Like, finally, we got the game show host.
What do these niggas want, dog? God damn.
They're interrupting. Blues, you're a popular guy in real life.
Jesus.
What are they, messaging you or calling you?
I'm not answering.
Blues, you just got to turn off your phone. Focus on the podcast. Oh, and he left. Where are we going from here? I want to see what Dick Falcon has to say about all this. Obama wasn't perfect, but he was pretty good. Yeah, true. I mean, he was up against a lot. I mean, the American government was pretty corrupt at the beginning, so I mean, for him to single-handedly turn it around, I mean, it was probably impossible. But he tried. I'll give him that. I'm not an Obama fanboy. Is what I'm getting at. Like, I have criticisms of him, but out of all the presidents we've had in my lifetime, he has to be probably the best. If nothing else, the most unifying. I'll give him that. He unified the nation for the most part, where Trump has completely divided it. So I'll give Obama that. So, but I'm not a fanboy of him. There's a lot of criticisms I have of Obama. But
all right.
So what I was telling Dick Falcon is that out of all the presidents we've had in our lifetime, I would say Obama's the most unifying.
Obama probably had the most charisma.
He had a lot of charisma.
He had a lot of charisma.
He made you feel good. He made you feel like things were going right.
He was very presidential. I'll say that. He was very presidential.
Yeah. And when he spoke, it's like, oh, there's a guy who knows knows what he's doing.
Who knows what he's talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, people want to say, oh, there were no scandals in Obama. It's like, yeah, there were. We just don't fucking talk about them.
Yeah, but I mean,
we covered them up so well. But at the end of the day, it's like, what was the worst thing that happened in the news when Obama was president? Oh, he wore a tan suit.
Yeah. Obama was never on an Epstein plane, so hey, I mean, as far as in my lifetime, it's got to be Obama.
Obama never had to call CNN fake news.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the presidents, Obama was the best, and if I still wish he was president to this day. And there would not be the riots. I'm sure he would handle this a lot better. Biden is like 1/5 of what Obama was. Like, I don't
Biden is just as much part of the establishment as fucking Trump is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like it baffles me how people still think it's like, oh, Joe Biden, he's gonna fix everything. It's like, no, he fucked it up.
I like when you do voice, dude. You got to do voices more often. That's pretty good. If you gotta practice your voice game, man. If you could keep doing voices like that, you're gonna be a Class A podcaster soon.
Uh oh. Rom, guess what?
What?
Forte just responded to me firing him.
Oh boy. Oh, we got a live scoop for you, folks. Oh shit. Hold on. Dick Falcon is like excited. It's like, oh shit. Dick Falcon's like, oh man, this is the best podcast ever. Oh my god. I'm enjoying these Sam Adams beers. It's a pretty good beer. I'm not gonna lie. For America, don't knock the Sam Adams beers, Dick Falcon. I know you might not like Sam Adams because he was, part of the Revolutionary War, but he makes really good beer. I don't care about the Revolutionary War. I like the beer. It's pretty damn good. Boston makes some good beer. But also Texas does. Shinerbach's good. Pennsylvania's Yingling is very good lager. What else did I get? I got this German beer. Let me show you what that is. I'll post a link to it. 'Cause I really like this. To show you that I'm a very cultured person, I like my European beers, especially, and there's no more European beers than German beers. The Germans are cool, man. They get They get a lot of bullshit. I get it. They did bad things, but to be fair, they make really good things. They're good at making beer and tanks and cars. They're good at making things. I respect that. Where's my phone? Let's see. Let me see if I can get a photo of this. I got this beer. Well, see, that's the Sam Adams, and this is the Frankanzer. I'm going to send you this, Blues. This is a Zetacast exclusive. Oh, Burritos in general chat? Oh, God. Can you listen in without being in the chat? Like, can you listen in to Zetacast without actually being... I don't know. I don't know how this works. This is the German beer I got. Is German beer I got. But that's not the German beer in the mug, though. I will admit that. That's the Sam Adams, but yeah. Now, am I going to keep it on the table in front of the computer? No, I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator like a normal human being. But I didn't want to take the beer out of the case because I'm quite satisfied with my mug of beer right now. Really am. Blues is here missing out on it.
I'm here.
So what we got to do, Blues, is we're going to make a business out of this. What we're going to do is we're going to become roommates. That's going to be great. We'll live here in Ocean View, and we'll make a profit in 10 years from now. So if you can wait till then, we're going to make like $100 10 years from now. We'll split it 50-50. So you're going to get $50 for your hobby. A hobby you would do for free. That's where it's going to go. Where that profit going to come from? It's going to come from hats. We're going to start selling Moth Violet and Catagon hats. There you go. Dick Falcon will buy a Catagon hat. He'd be like, fuck yeah. And people ask him, they're like, what's Catagon? It's like, well, you see, there's this obscure website, and like, there's a guy from Texas who plays a magical guy who, yeah. It's going to be great. So, Blues, let's see. What else is in the news? Do we want to keep talking? We went down a rabbit hole of presidents.
I was just responding to Forte real quick.
Oh, okay. Lou, is Forte mad?
It's like I can sense it, but it's like I'm being as civil and professional as possible. And you know what? That's all it is. That's all you have to do. You know what I'm saying? As long as, I'm not gonna call him names, or I'm not gonna yell at him. It's like, oh, you suck as a person. It's like, no. It's like, that's not productive. That doesn't do anything but make him, but give him an argument to be like, oh, Blues doesn't know how to run a thing.
He's probably like, did Rom put you up to this? Did Rom put you up to this?
It's like, no, I was going to fire Rom too. It's just he happened to pull a Richard Nixon and resigned.
Hell yeah.
It's like, shit, y'all were all going to get fired. It's just Rom happened to see himself getting fired first.
I can argue against my firing because I had incompetent members and staff working with me.
Yeah, but see, the fact that I was going to fire all three of you was going to be like, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
All three of y'all are, fucking up right now. It's not just one of y'all, because I could easily just say, oh, yeah, Rom, you suck, banned. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that because I know you weren't entirely 100% in the wrong in this situation.
No. I would like to see where you think I was in the wrong. Where was I in the wrong? I want to know.
You were in the wrong for just outright trying to kill Kira.
Oh, fuck that. They didn't show up. Fuck them.
See, I get that. But you can't just fucking kill people like that.
Well,
Even if you are the game,
what if
even if you are the GM, you just can't just fucking
yeah, you
kill people
can.
like that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
A game master can do that.
At that time, y'all weren't in the middle of battle. Now, say for instance,
We were in the middle of battle. We were literally.
you?
Yes. We were. Kira and Kakusao were literally in the middle of fighting me. That's why I did it.
Hold on
Fucking lying pieces of shit, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Really? We literally ended the C box with them in the middle of battle. Or actually, we ended the forum post in the middle of battle. I think, or was it the C box? It was one of the two, but like literally, we were in the middle of battle, and they didn't show up. That's where I'm saying, like, dude, if you're literally in a role-playing game and you're in the middle of the battle, right, and we stop, and then you come back, then you're saying, oh, we're gonna be here, and I'm like, okay, and I warn you multiple times, if you don't show up and you're in the middle of battle, bad things are gonna happen. And you're like, okay, and then you don't show up. I mean, I told you it was gonna happen. Okay, Blues, you're back. So let me explain what actually happened, because I don't know what bullshit they told you, but...
All right. Where did we stop off?
I told you that literally Rom was in the middle of battle with Kakusao and Kira, and we had to stop in the middle of it.
Okay,
and I warned them...
You could at least just knocked her out.
I knocked out Kakusao, but I was going to kill Kira. It's a staff member. I mean, that's such little trifling shit, and it never happened anyways. You could have pulled me aside and been like, no, Rom, just knock him out, and it could have been like that. That's not really grounds to get fired, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It turned out the best it could, to be fair. Me resigning was actually the best thing that could have happened, because then we got Bullet Club, then we got more Insight. So I can't even really be mad that it happened like that. It turned out really well. We're still cool, so hey, I mean, but I still think it's kind of. I mean, I think if you had fired me, it would have. Because I guess you didn't know it was in the middle of a battle. It would have rubbed me the wrong way at the time, but it didn't happen like that, so I don't really care. I'm happy how things turned out.
Well, you know what?
But I don't know who told you that they weren't in the middle of the battle.
I still think you shouldn't have killed her just like that. But at the same time, I don't agree with Forte just coming out of nowhere and just being like, hey, you can't do that.
Forte's an idiot because he'll shield anybody he thinks is on his
side.
The
way we asked him multiple times if he was going to be available, and he gave us non-direct, non-straight answers.
Ace did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't blame us for misinterpreting your answers when you're not even giving us straight answers to begin with.
He's like, well, I got to get off at this time, and I'll be there. And he doesn't show up. I'm like, well, I got Pan and Rakutsu ready to go. So, that was the other thing they don't tell you. I had Rakutsu and Sunpan ready to go that night, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're doing this tonight. I got two members who have kept up. One of them, Pan. Believe it or not, you think that I hate Pan or something, but I'm like, oh, she's up late at night on a work day waiting for this to happen. I'm like, no, we're doing it now. Of course, do I get punished for that? Yeah, because Sunpan turns around and be like, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, thanks, Sunpan. I was trying to get you to play a part, and of course you're going to turn on me. So, no, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I'm a little angry at people right now, because I've stuck up for Sunpan. Shit, I tried to get her to play a main part with Rakutsu at the end, and she completely fucked that up. She held it up like, well, can't Rom stop the invasion? I'm like, no. What logic do you get that from? It's either you don't understand how command structures work and saga bosses, or you're intentionally doing this, and I cannot tell the difference. Maybe she just doesn't know. But I really honestly think that Iona and her intentionally tried to fuck that shit up. And that's my closing statement, on the subject. I do think that Iona and Sunpan intentionally try to fuck things up for some people. And I haven't been proven. They haven't proved anything otherwise. So it is what it is. And yeah, I guess how did it get to this? We used to all be so happy and friendly, and it got to this real quickly. No, it never was.
No, we were always bitching at each other. It's like you and me have always been friends, but it's like everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know why we've been friends?
Been some conflict.
Because even if we disagree, we can work together to fix it. I've never been like, I never roadblocked you and be like, no. The only time I've ever kind of done that is when he tried to do the Jiro saga. I felt the room, because when you pitched that to Forte and Ace, I could tell they weren't kind of down for it. And I it wasn't so much I was against it as I was like, hey, yeah, we can have a Jiro saga, but let's push it back, because I'm like, I tried to explain to you and Forte, like, Astrid and Catagon are the natural saga villains. But you guys didn't want to do that. And I'm like, well, but that's how I feel. It would have been the best move because everybody's involved in it. You could even have made Moth Violet technically a saga villain. It would have more pull than a Jiro saga, really. But I didn't want to. I mean,
I've just had to explain to Forte that it's not me that doesn't want him to be a staff member. It's like I've literally had people come and tell me, it's like, I'm not joining the site until Forte is not a staff.
I know it is you. Stop trying to. What you're trying to do is you're trying to use a tactic of throwing the blame on other people. You got to at least say it's partially you, because it is. You got to be honest with him, because now he's gonna think it's me. Excuse me. No, I shouldn't have done that on air. God damn it. Hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah, I heard you.
So rude and barbaric. It's disgusting.
Okay.
I got my other handkerchief here. It's a geisha handkerchief. It's got like nice colors and flowers on it. Why can't my handkerchiefs be girly?
But no, that's just the fact that people are literally telling me, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna join the site until Forte's no longer staff.
No,
and it's like,
you don't put everything on other people. There is you. You see it how it is, and you kind of know.
Yeah, I see where the site's going. It's like I said, it's the same problems as Last Legends, and I don't want that to happen again.
Sometimes you avoid conflict a little too much, because I'm gonna tell you straight up. If this site lasts, let's say the site lasts 5-10 years, you're gonna have the same exact problems come up. Whereas you're gonna have to make a tough decision, and if you try to smooth it over, sometimes that's not the best move. Because now what Forte is gonna think is, well, who were these people who told me? He's gonna think it was me. Basically, he's gonna think it was me that got you. Because in his mind, he's gonna think, well, who got Blues up to firing us? And it's like, it's gotta be Rom. Where actually it isn't, because he knows nothing about Bullet Club. But in his mind, he's like, well, it's gotta be Rom. So, that's why you kind of have to, because see, that's gonna cause a problem too, because when he figures out Zed is a real site, he's like, this motherfucker fucked me over, even though it really wasn't me. It was actually all the people on Bullet Club. So you kind of have to tell him, like, no, this was ultimately my decision. Don't look at anybody else. Yes, did I push for it? Yeah, but like at the end of the day, it's your decision. It's not Bullet Club's. It's not me. You kind of have to tell him, like, no, this is what I think, because now he's gonna think it was me, basically. And I'm like, I'll tell him straight up, like, no, it wasn't me. I'm like, yeah, did I tell him I had problems with you? Sure, but like I said, I was the one who resigned. You know, if I wanted to take over the site, I would have stayed on and got Blues to fire you two. That would have been the actual Rom power move. But I was like, no, that's not even worth it. It's not even worth that power struggle. For what? For what exactly? So I'm like, no, I'm good. So,
Okay. All right. So I basically just came to a compromise with Forte.
oh boy, here we go.
So
What's the compromise?
technically speaking, Forte does own the Discord. So
So is that what he's using as leverage? Is that why I can't be on the Discord because he owns it? Is that what he fucking said?
I mean,
Oh,
I could just literally make another. I told him I could just make another
fuck
Discord.
that guy, dude.
Listen, shut the fuck up. I told him that
that
if
petty motherfucker.
him running the Discord was going to cause a rift, that I was just going to make another Discord and go from there.
So that's okay. Now it makes sense because I was wondering why you never admitted me back to the Discord. So he's like, "Well,
No,
I
he's
run
not
the."
trying to use it as leverage.
I think he is, because I mean, I should be on the. We should be running this podcast on that Discord. But oh, I see. So he's like, he's threatening and shit. He's like, "Well, this is my Discord, so I don't want ROM on it." Well, we don't need your Discord, to be fair. We don't need to run.
Get the fuck away, cat! God damn.
Blues is on edge. Cat's be messing with him. He's like, "Get the fuck away from me! I'm trying to
eat this fucking pizza. Crawling on top of my desk and shit."
Blues is all mad. He's trying to save the site, and Cat's fucking up, trying to get on his pizza. It's like, I'm trying to think and eat pizza here, Cat. Get the fuck away. Go bother the other go bother my other family members. Ugh. Yeah, that's got to be it. I get it now. I get it. Oh, I so get it. Because it makes sense. It makes sense to why I can't be on the Discord now, because Forte's like, no, you can't. ROM can't be there. Even though I haven't really undermined the site at all. I just said it was a dumpster fire. That's not really, that's not really saying anything. That's not true right now. So, it's whatever. Do I care if I'm on the Discord? No. Not really. In fact, it's actually a disservice that I'm not there, because I make the Discord more active. All the memes I put on here could have been on that Discord, and it would have been entertaining to people. And that's fine. I built up my own little anime bullet club out of nothing, and it's not even for a site. It's just people I know, and that's what's amazing. It's like what I think. I think Forte and Ace, they thought they were so big brained that they were gonna get rid of me. When they didn't even really think it out. I'm like, no, I know people in the community. I could get a fucking anime bullet club started to where I can keep in contact with people if I really, And I also can, I also have my own site that was already half made, so I can riff off of that. So it's easy to make a site when you thought about it for 2 fucking years, and it's already half made. I just made, I'm basing it off of the one I already made. So they're so wrong, and they've completely lost all initiative and whatever you want to call it. It's just ridiculous at this point. I mean, that's the most weak sauce shit ever. That they're holding the Discord hostage. That's their last thing they got.
I told him he could still help out if he wanted to, because he was like, "Oh, if I don't help out, I'm gonna just have to watch the site burn." It's like, no, you're not.
Well, fuck that guy. He would have been a part of the problem of the site burning, because he doesn't do anything. I want to watch the site burn. It's like, dude, you're part of the fucking problem. That's what I would have told him. What have you done? What have you done to save the site? Okay, here's another thing. If he's a better man than me, has he ever come to me or say, "Hey, Rom, I know we've gotten off." You know what? If he had just come to me and be like, "Hey, Rom, we haven't gotten along. Hey, I'm just trying to talk to you and figure things out." Has he ever done any of that? Fuck no. Has Ace done any of that? Well, he did reach out, but I'm like, what pissed me off about Ace is that he thinks he's a victim, right? Oh, I'm a victim. I work at a Pizza Hut. I'm sad. You know, I got it hard. And he's like, and then he says, well, I didn't show up for the event, but that doesn't matter, basically. And I'm like, no, it does matter. We were running a Saga event that you said you'd be at, and you didn't show up. In the heat of battle. It wasn't that the battle was about to start, or it was about to end. It was in the middle of battle. So for me to kill your character off, because you didn't show up, is justified. And in D&D and GMing, they do it all the time if that shit doesn't happen. I mean, it's not usually wanted, but I mean, if you don't show up, what am I supposed to... I guess I could have done another dick move. I could have just retconned them out of it. And just be like, well, they weren't there at the begin with. Then I would have still been a villain. So I was fucked no matter what I did.
So apparently me firing Forte has killed his muse.
I don't care. Okay, good. And I hope it takes out the other fucking people with them that cause so much problems. Because all Iona and Sunpan do is gravitate towards Astrid. I swear to God, they don't care about anything else. Their characters are literally dysfunctional and cannot. I've tried multiple times to RP with their characters. To bridge a gap.
Yeah, so have I.
To bridge a gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you have too. So this is the thing. This is what I say in my case. If I'm really that malicious and vindictive of a person, if I hold that many grudges, why would I try to RP with Sunpan and Iona? I literally would have them as my friends and RP with them, even a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, but like, they literally hold the grudges of back from 2013 with me and you. Because it's not only me, they do the same thing with you. So that's why I'm saying I'm kind of done with them. And as far as Forte and Ace go, well, guess what? You left them, you relieved them, right? So what are they gonna do? Now they're just not gonna be on the site. They're like, you know what? I'm just not feeling the muse. Really? Because I'm gonna tell you, do I have a muse all the time? Especially given the circumstances? Fuck no, but dude, I'm in the C box RPing more than them, and I barely do it now as Moth Violet. You know, Rakutsu hasn't RP'd with me in a long time. That kills my muse. I'll still be there. You know what? Trust me, I'll still be there in C box. They can go away. But you're gonna see who's like. That's the thing, Blues. And did I ever? Do you think like Forte and Ace, if they had resigned, do you think they would have finished the saga with you like I did? I guarantee you they wouldn't have. They'd be like, you know what, Blues? I ain't feeling the muse, so I gotta go. And completely wreck the saga. I guarantee it. So no, man, I'm not. You know, say what you want about me, but at least I finish what I complete, and I'm not abandoning you.
Right.
Just because of a disagreement.
So I appreciate you for staying there and helping me finish the saga.
Now, do I cause problems sometimes? Yes, but I do feel that sometimes they're justified.
Hey, I'm gonna DM you what he just told me.
Alrighty. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. If there's one thing I've been mildly assured about during my time managing and helping this place out, is that usually my gut is entirely right in regards to what happened. That's funny, Forte. You know why that's funny? Because my gut and Zuka's gut said the same thing, but it wasn't what you were thinking. What Zuka's gut said was what my gut said, that this place was about to fall the fuck apart. And that's why I resigned, because I knew the shit was going to go bad. And that's why Zuka left. So it's funny you say gut feelings, because, yeah, we both had our gut feelings too. Now, am I happy with all that Zuka's done? No.
Apparently, it's the worst choice I could have made.
As far as what? I'll own and run the Discord. Oh, okay, so that's your thing, right? I'll own and run the Discord. So that's your little clasp on power.
That's
It's like,
cool.
I would do that. I would
He
just
can
literally.
have the Discord.
I'd,
He
I'd,
can have the Discord.
yeah, you could literally
Like,
just tell the members to come to
yeah,
Bullet.
one, I can make another Discord. Two, if it really comes down to it, it's like, what do we really use Discord for? We haven't fully embraced Discord RPing yet, so it's like most people still RP on the site. So he can't even say,
you could literally
oh,
create
everybody
your own.
RPs on the Discord.
You know what I would do, Blues? I'd create a backup Discord and copy the one you got, and just copy it over and just keep it as a backup, just in case. But don't actually start it. See how Forte plays out. See if he uses that against you. And the moment he uses it against you, you have that backup. I mean, it's like, oh, okay. So this is how you're gonna play. Well, that's cool because I already thought a step ahead. That's how you do it, Blues.
4D chess.
You always gotta think a
chess.
step. Hey, Blues, I'm just saying the truth. You gotta think a step ahead. So that's what I would do over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm being fucking serious. I would literally copy the Discord as it is, and don't even tell anybody. It's gonna be our secret, and Dick Falcon's secret. I wouldn't even tell anybody, but I would see how Forte uses that leverage against you. Like, I'm the Discord master. I'm the Discord master.
It's like he can't even say it's like, oh, everybody uses the Discord, because no, only a certain select few people have actually used the Discord RP. And who is it? Kaksu, Iona, Pan, and Astrid.
I mean, literally,
so
the Bullet Club probably could serve as the alternative chat of legends right now.
It could. But see, it's just the thing about, he thinks he's always right. He's like, oh, my gut is always right. It's like, your gut told us that, running the saga in forum was a good idea. Because remember, he was all for that idea because he wanted Ace to be like, oh, I want Ace to be the hero of the Tree of Might saga. And then it's like, when nobody started posting in it, it's like, he was the one who was like, oh, doing these in C-Box is gonna be a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, his other thread is,
remember when he was like, oh, doing it in C-Box is gonna be a bad idea. He wanted to do pie charts and shit. And it's like, bro, we can't do all of this.
You can't stall it out.
We gotta make a move. We can't just sit around and wait for everybody to make a general consensus. It's like, I get that you want the opinion of the members, but it's like we're the ones running the saga. We can't just let the members run the entire saga. You know what I'm saying? Dictate where the saga goes.
The hilarious thing is, he probably thought like I was doing some kind of power grab when I literally told you when we were chatting by ourselves. I'm like, yeah, you should do. I literally recommended to you. I'm like, yeah, since you're the owner, you should do at least 50% of the stages. It was only after the shit went to hell that you had to take over and do all the stages. But even at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, I told you. I was like, yeah, you should do 50% so it doesn't look like I just ran the saga like roughshod. It's like, no, like, you did 50%, I did 50%. It just turned out.
Yeah, it could have been 25, 25, 25, 25, but no, it ended up being 50-50 because two of our members didn't invest two of our admins didn't invest nearly as much time as we did into the saga.
Yeah, and even when you said you were going to do the rest of the stages, I still showed up and I supported it with my characters. I don't mind playing secondary characters. It's like, it's okay. I mean, I'm going to do my part. Like, believe that shit. I mean, if not just to keep, well, the thing is that what I don't like about my old self was I was too unhinged and trollish. I actually do want to be a reliable person in this community. I mean, there is a little bit of self-interest there, but I mean, at the same time, like, do you think I would do the same thing for you like I would do for, like, if you weren't here and it was me and Forte running it, I don't think I would continue the saga with him so much with you. Because with you, I mean, I don't know. It's not that we think exactly the same, but it's like we're able to work together, basically. But it's hard to work together with Forte because not only does he not pull his own weight, but he roadblocks when you try to make a big move that could help the shit. Like, he's the thing is he doesn't, he's not that active, but he's very cautious about making bold moves if it's not from him. And that's what frustrates me, because I'm like, because then my natural reaction is, well, do you got a better solution? Because if you do, then that's great. But if you don't, then, and that's what makes him mad, I think, is, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But let's see what the rest of this says. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I get from him. But it's funny that he says gut feeling. Ace might stand up on it, but the original version of this place is holding up. It's killed my muse. I might be doing stuff, but I don't know, man. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of ways to interpretate that. I'll interpretate it how I feel it is. I interpretate it as this. I own the Discord. I may or may not be active. And, yeah, so he's basically like, he's kind of like, well, you know what? If you don't do what I want, well, I own the Discord and I might not be active. It's like, well, that's great. And in fact, I know that also that if you're not active, are you talking? Hold up.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were saying something because you're. Hold
No,
on.
I'm not
Let me.
saying that.
No, it's like, okay. It's like I own the Discord. I may not be active, and the other thing you could say is, well, if I'm not active, Ace, Iona, and Senpan might not be active. All you need to do, literally, all you need to do to counter all this bullshit is literally create a secondary Discord and just go work with Heather and
then
me.
my thing is, yeah, it's like I have people who can code. It's like,
Yeah.
Forte, you're not the only person who. And if we're
And just
being
create
honest,
the advertisements.
Heather's probably a better coder than Forte. Let's be honest.
Probably.
Because she's the one who made all the templates for she's the one who made the site look good. So
And Heather's
it's
really
like,
good. Heather's really cool with you, so at least with her.
Yeah, I think she actually went to college for that shit, so she better be good at it. She better be good at it, paying money for that shit. Anyway, my whole thing is, it's like, so why, as soon as I remove you from staff, your muse is dead?
Yeah.
It's like you should have muse regardless of whether or not you're staff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what really kills me, because it's like, oh, all of a sudden now that you're not the co-owner anymore, which I would think you would know you don't have any more responsibilities anymore. It's like, okay, I can do what I want. It's like that's what you would think, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, all of a sudden his muse is dead because he doesn't get to control the way of the site anymore.
He wants to control the site, but not put in the work, and that's what's always going to be his weakness.
Yeah, he wants to control the site, because it's like, if you control Earth, you control the site. Let's be honest. Whoever controls the plot on Earth controls the site.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. That being said, he wants Astra to control Earth indefinitely, of course, because he never talked about, how Astra was going to get defeated or anything like that. He never mentions that. But he always talks about how, oh, it's human revolution. Oh, we're taking over the world. It's like,
but you got to show it.
But
you got to put in the work.
One, what is going to be the conclusion to that? And number two, it's like, is anybody going to be involved with that other than the people that you always RP with? Because let's be real, Boob, if he found out Astra was trying to take over the world or some shit, he'd probably fucking go after Astra. And let's be real, Astra ain't going to survive a fight with Oob. It's just not possible. Even if he does have some advanced armor suit or whatever, it's just Oob versus Astrid is a very uneven ass fight. So that
Goku literally almost killed him with one punch.
Yeah, like seriously. So that being said, it's like, I don't know how Astrid's gonna take over the world to begin with. First of all, he only has like 2 or 3 people that are literally on his side. One of them, I think, Ace is gonna explain Kira like going to the other world or some shit, so she's not even gonna be here anymore. So it's like, Kira is probably the one person who could have fought on the same terms as Oob, other than Pan or some shit. But he wouldn't fight Pan like he would fight Astrid, Oob would hold back against Pan even if she is trying to kill him, just because
Yeah,
he
all you
respects her
really,
and likes her like
the
that.
way I look, what I would do in your situation, if I woke up as Blues and I had to be like, well, fuck, I guess I gotta do what Blues does. I would look at the situation. I'd be like, okay, there's two ways to look. Maybe he's genuinely being how he is, but just in case he's not, I would literally create a secondary Discord copied off of that one, and then right now, while you have all the time in the world, I would split your. Well, I'd focus like a lot of your attention on advertising and just getting new members. The new members will be a game changer because it's like the problem is that does Forte have a little bit of power? He kind of does because he can. If he doesn't RP, Iona and Sunpan aren't going to RP. And you know what I'll do? Because fuck them. I'll RP. I'll RP even more now. I'll RP with you, and I'll support. I'll support Rikutsu, and I'll support whatever I can to keep the site going. Just because fuck them. That's why. That's gonna be my muse. Fuck them. And I'll create really good sagas. I'll bounce off of you, and you can bounce off of me, and we'll just do whatever. We'll keep Legends going until we get new members. Because no, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna give them that satisfaction either. Of them like, well, if you don't do what I say, Legends gonna fall apart. Well, actually, no, it actually won't fall apart. If me and Blues work together, just us two, especially as Goku and Vegeta, you're fucked. It's not gonna work. It really just depends, So no, I'm not gonna allow it. Matter of fact, I'll RP Goku more often too, just because I can. And and then he's gonna be fucked because then all the power he thought he had, it's gonna dissipate, and that's good. It's good. And they could say, well, Rom did this and that. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just RPing my characters. I'm a member. I can do whatever I want, right?
Right.
What power grabs are you talking about? What power grabs are you talking about? I got my own site. I'm just RPing actively, and I'm also countering all your bullshit too at the same time. Like, yeah, go ahead and take you and Iona and Sunpan and Ace and take them off the site. Literally, Tim and Pat created their site with just Goku and Vegeta. We could fucking do it again. We don't need them, really. I mean, at the end of if you really want to know the truth, we don't fucking need them. Iona and Sunpan to me are the most bottom of the barrel RPers ever. They're just so fucking. Huh?
The what?
To me, Iona and Sunpan are the most bottom of the barrel RPers you could ever get because they're so They're not as bad as Midnight. No, well, actually, Midnight was pleasurable to RP with. He just did stupid shit. It's literally painful to RP with Iona and Sunpan. So they are, to me, some of the most bottom of the barrel RPers ever. So losing them is not a big deal. And also, who gives a fuck if Forte and Ace leave? The only people they're really affecting is those two characters. Moth Violet is just gonna leave the house anyways with Rikutsu. Big right. Deal. So this isn't a. No, man. I'm not letting it going down like this. And by the time they even hear this podcast, it'll be too late anyways. So no. I got you, man. I'll play Goku in Otherworld. I'll play Rom in Space. I'll keep the fucking site going. All you gotta do is create the alternative Discord, and you gotta start. You gotta start preparing a Discord advertisements and the regular HTML. Copy and paste advertisements. That's all you got to do. 3 things. You'll be good. You'll counter all their bullshit. And I can say this because I know they're going to ever listen to the podcast anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And even if they do, I don't really care. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And it literally counters everything that you said. So, even if you find out about it, it really doesn't change anything. It literally everything I said counters everything you've said. Just by default. Even if Blues doesn't do it or he does, it just does. So There you go. That's the ROM hot take. So, but no, I mean, what do you think about all that? I mean,
No, I agree because it's like, on one hand, it's like, we're friends and everything, but it's like on the other hand, it's like I have to run a site.
well, the friendship. I don't know, man. I don't
I
think
have to
Forte's
run
a
a
bad.
site, and it's like I can't just, you know, let everybody else do all the work and then, you know,
Is he a real friend
because
though?
it's like,
I'm gonna question that. Is he a
hmm,
real friend to you? Like how? In what way?
what?
Do you think that Forte is really your friend though? At the end of the day, like in what way? Because I'm gonna tell you what
In
I
in
think.
what in what way is what you keep cutting out? In
Oh,
what
hold
way is
on.
what?
Do you really think that Forte is legitimately your friend though? And in what way?
I mean, I've just known him a long time. I consider him my friend.
Yeah, but like I know a lot of people from the past, and I don't consider that like they're at least like acquaintances, but they're not like friends. I thought that Ace and Forte might be my friends, but they're obviously not. Because a real friend, right? If we got in a dispute, did Forte and Ace ever come to me and be like, "Hey, I know we haven't gotten along, but hey, we should like work things out. We got something good going." If they had done that, I would have literally have been like, "Oh, okay, we could have worked things out. We could have had the old crew back." But they never did that. No, they were on pride. They were like, or pride, and they wanted to destroy me. They're like, "No, fuck this guy." Even though I was the one to help save the saga, it wasn't them. I think they resented that. They're like, "Fuck this guy." And I'm like, but if it was left up to you, you would have let the saga die on the forums. You know, you would have fucking pie charted your way into oblivion. And I'm like, we can't run a site like that anymore. In fact, it was probably a bad idea to have it by almost like council in the first place. First of all,
Yeah, to begin with.
there really shouldn't be a co-owner. I don't even know how that makes any fucking sense. Well, it would make sense, I guess, if the co-owner actually did a lot of things, but it doesn't make any sense the way it's set up right now. So,
Now, it'd make more sense if the co-owner was actually more active.
yeah, it would have made sense if, like, Tim was the owner and Pat was the co-owner because, and they all RP'd regularly together, but it doesn't make any sense the way it's set up now, so. I don't know, man. You know, that's the thing about friendship online. They are very fickle. And
Yeah, I see that.
it sucks. It really does because like I'm sure some people think I'm Machiavellian, but I have some I feel were legitimate friendships. Like it kind of hurt me a little bit when Zuka left, and then I tried to add him to Bullet Club and he just ignored it. I'm like, dude, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gotten into. I don't know what's up with Zuka.
I mean, I literally told him like, yeah, I agreed with him. Like I agreed with a lot of what he said, and I told him like, yeah, I'm going to create Zeta. And he's just totally tuned us out. Maybe he's just frustrated with us, or something's going on. I don't know. I'm not like out of all the people, I would consider you and Zuka my real friends on here. You know, So I did consider Forte and Ace my friends, but I mean, if you're gonna cover for people and take their side over mine, or not work
And then
things
not only
out.
that, it's like covering for random trolls.
Yeah,
It's like I don't get that.
it's like should I consider you a friend because of like do you think if this was early on and a troll had gone in there and fucked with Forte, like I wouldn't have told him to shut the fuck up and leave, or like you, if somebody had literally gone in and just was fucking with you, I'd be like, and you didn't say anything, I'd be like, you need to get the fuck out of the C box. Like, what are you doing?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Did you call me? what happened?
No, I was just saying, like, if you think that a troll had early on when we were all getting along, you don't think if a troll had gone in there and fucked with Forte or you, I would have told him to like leave the C box or shut up, you know? Like, of course, because it's like, why would I allow a random person to disrespect the staff? Because, you know, and I've never been the type where, like, members could talk shit about me all day, but, you know, I took it with a grain of salt, but when you're literally trolling the C box and disrupting it, you know, that's when you got to take a stand, because I do want, as an admin, I fashioned myself to be like, where you could talk shit about me and we could banter all day. Like, I don't want to be somebody you have to walk on eggshells around, but like when you troll and disrupt, that's when I have to be like, dude, you got to stop, you know?
All right.
Because I don't want to be like Alex or even Arena Vegeta, where like I'm so above everybody, like, oh man, you gotta be like super on point. I'm like, no, just be your fucking self. In fact, I like fucked up jokes and shit. I like talking shit. Like, talk shit, but it's like, I know it's all in fun and games. And that's because if you can do that, like, you're gonna win over a lot more people too. Because it's like, they can be themselves around you. And that's how it should be as friends, you know? I can be myself around you, and you can be yourself around me. You know, we can, you know, and that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells and be scared, you know, of what they say. And maybe that was my problem with them. Maybe they were scared. Maybe Forte and Ace were scared to say how they really felt about shit. But, I mean, I can't read. Sometimes I can't read people. Sometimes I can, but I mean, sometimes I can't read people, or they're not around enough to where I know how I can relate to them or feel what's going on. So,
Right.
I can't be, you know, if they're not there, I can't know what the fuck's going on with them. So, but
Yeah, it's not like they gave us any like solutions to the fucking saga.
yeah, I think the thing is,
It's
Blues.
like all they had was complaint after complaint after complaint, but it's like no solution. It's like, come on.
Blues, in this arena of this RPG community, like I said, friendships are fickle, and it sucks because, like, you know, you put a lot of work in and people will fuck you over, betray you. But I think if you keep this in mind, it might help balance it out, because you heavily too much rely on friendship. Now, there are 3 elements I think that make for a good... Well, if you think of friendship in real life, it's going to be different from an online friendship when you're in this realm for an admin. And these are the 3 things that probably are going to make a really good friendship. Okay, you're active.
All right.
Friendship, okay, we relate to each other, so that's one. But it's not the big thing. So you got activity, friendship, and then the third one would be performance. Okay, do you actually do the job you're supposed to do? That even pertains to a member. Like, okay, if me and you are members and we're cool, right? If you one day just don't show up and we're RPing together halfway through whatever we're doing, do you not think that's going to affect our friendship? Now, that's not that you're a bad person, it's a performance issue. You just didn't show up. So, you kind of have to look at relationships as far as friendship a little differently in this community, I think. If you're just doing it off of socializing and friendship, you're missing 2 major points. It's performance and activity. Because I could be cool as fuck, but if I'm never here, then, you know, am I really that cool of a friend in this community where it relies on you being active? You know, it's different elements from the real life. Because in the real life, it's a little different. But, you know, I mean, that's why we get along so well. It's not just because we can have decent conversations, but we both perform. We both do what we need to do, for the most part. And, what was the other one? Friendship, performance, and activity. We're both active. Like, if I wasn't, you know, even though we got, so say, like, was supposedly a renowned admin, and we were friends, but I never was here. Well, that would affect our friendship too, right? Because it's like, well, I heard Rom was good in the past, but he's never fucking here, and I'm doing all the work. So you see how the dynamic's a little different with friendship here, especially when you're staff. Now, if you're just members, you might be able to have a lot more wiggle room, but when we're trying to be in the staff realm of shit, it's just a little different. And does it suck sometimes? Yeah, because we're not getting paid for this, but I mean, if you aspire enough, eventually you might get money off of ads. I mean, if you're going to do this as a hobby anyways, you might as well aspire to something that you never know.
And then he's saying he tells me that, oh, I was waiting until after the saga to do my thing. It's like, well,
what
why
thing?
didn't you just get involved in the saga? Yeah, it's like, well, why didn't you just get involved in the saga?
Yeah.
You could have been a main character, but no, you wanted to, be gone for half the saga, and then when you
don't even have to
get
be
to the finale.
you don't even have to be a main character to make a difference. Like, Chi-Chi dying was amazing. It helped. Like, Goku dying was amazing, but like Chi-Chi dying in that instance helped Goten and Gohan because, I mean, she was, and Bulma having, like, where she almost died, it added a lot of tension. It made that stage have a lot more tension than it would be without it. Now, I'm not playing main characters. Who are we talking about? We're just talking about the last stage, saga stage we did. Forte was like, now he thinks he's going to play a main role, but it's like, you don't need to play a main role and make a difference in a saga because, like, imagine if I didn't play Chi-Chi and Bulma in that stage. There wouldn't have been as much tension or stakes or loss. And all that makes a huge difference because do you think Goten or Gohan are ever going to forget that stage where their mom died? No. It's going to be very memorable. And it's going to affect their characters, and that's what you want. Bola is going to remember it because her mom almost died because a helicopter crashed into her house. It's the little things. Not always the big things that make a difference. So he's kind of wrong on that. Because that is one thing about you, Blues. You like really big, flashy things, but it's also the little things. It's also, like, if you could create tension with, like, Chi-Chi and Bulma like I did, that makes a huge difference because now there's a lot of stakes involved. That's why I was getting so angry when they were deflecting the ki blast at the hospital, but luckily I found a loophole. It's like, well, the power went out. But, making loss and tension like that...
They didn't like that. They didn't like that little loophole.
Oh, really?
They were trying super hard to stop Chi-Chi from dying.
Yeah, but I think it's good. I mean, it's good that there was actually loss on the hero side, and
yeah. No, I agree.
It was
I
good.
Agree. It's like Goku's dead, Chi-Chi's dead, fucking Vegeta's out of it for a while.
Bulma's injured and her dad is, like, really fucked up. It's good. That builds character development. I didn't want to kill off Bulma too because I thought about it, but I'm like, I think that people were gonna get the wrong idea that I was just being bitter and shit, and that I was just gonna kill off anybody I could. I'm like, I didn't want to do that. I thought it would have gone the wrong way, though. I thought killing Bulma off might be cool, but I'm like, it was given the circumstance, and I'm like, they're gonna think, oh well, Rom's just being salty and killing off all our loved ones. I'm like, well, guess what? I'm not giving you that. I'll let Chi-Chi was in a coma and on life support. It makes sense that she died. Bulma almost died. She was pretty injured. Mm-hmm. So, hey man, I think of these things. I think when I'm serious, I think these fully through because I know, like, yeah, if I killed both Chi-Chi and Bulma off, people would have thought, well, Rom's just being salty. He's just gonna kill anybody off. This guy. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you that. Trust me, I could, I could see it. I could see it coming. But yeah, yeah, Blues. Yeah, if you could create tension like that, that does help a lot. It does. It really does. I think it worked out really well. Are you talking? I think we lost your voice. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in. Speak again. Blues, we can't hear you. Loss equals high stakes. Oh, Chi-Chi died. Bulma was close to dying, but Gohan saved her. Gohan saved her.
Alright, what happened?
No, Dick Falcon was asking, like, loss equals high stakes, and I'm like, yeah, Chi-Chi died, and Bulma was close to dying, but Gohan saved her. And actually her father, too, so. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, he asked what happened in the saga?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how you could create tension. You can use these characters you thought were, like, kind of useless. You just gotta put them in the battle, or make the battle so wide, like, oh, shit, Chi-Chi, like, her house is on fire during the battle, and oh, shit, Chi-Chi's in, or, no, Bulma is, in her capsule corp place, and the house is on fire from a helicopter. Oh, shit, Chi-Chi's on life support in a coma, in a hospital, in the middle of the battle. That's when shit gets really interesting. So... It's more at stake than just like random.
Yeah, that was the thing with the saga. It's like I knew that people weren't going to be necessarily intimidated by the fact that there were Saiyans, but if there was like, okay, it's like forget the fact that they're Saiyans. It's like they're invading the cities, they're killing the humans. Y'all gotta save the world. You know what I'm saying? Fuck these. Who cares? It's just some Saiyans. It's like, okay, who gives a shit? Go save the world.
But yeah, but when you can think of it this as a GM. When you can use certain NPCs as hostages, which I did, I used Bulma and Chi-Chi as hostages basically to get you interested. Like, oh no, well Bulma's with her father trying to get certain works, certain papers.
Yeah, and see, I was considering having Turles go over there and like intimidate Bulma, and then Vegeta was gonna fucking
that'd have been cool.
Come in. Yeah, he was gonna come in and be like, you don't touch Bulma, bitch. And then that's when the fight would have started. But then I was like, you know what? This will be alright.
Yeah. Well, Gohan got something out of it because he went over there and saved him, and that's what's supposed to happen. Like, that's a good feel-good moment. Yeah. Like,
I actually liked the fact that Gohan was here for this event. I wanted him to be here for the events more often. I'm glad he was in this one because I liked how he did.
Yeah, and
you can't deny Gohan did a good job.
He did a good job, and he defended the hospital well. It's just I wanted there to be some loss, and it had to be Chi-Chi. I'm like, Goku already died. He got killed by his brother in an explosion, and it made sense.
That's why I was trying to figure out how you were gonna still kill off Chi-Chi, because I'm like, he actually did a good job defending that.
Yeah.
He put up a whole ass energy barrier.
Oh, yeah, but you're gonna have those RPers, especially when you're doing pure RP. They're gonna, dude. If you threaten any of their family members, even if they're NPCs, they're gonna try every fucking thing to save them. So, luckily, I remember that hospitals have emergency generators, and I'm like, oh, you didn't protect the emergency generator, did you? So I'm like, oh, it's over. And it made good drama though, like, because Goten tried to give Chi-Chi some of his ki, but because
some energy.
Yeah, but because she was cut off from her life support, she just faded away, and it's like, I mean, it makes for good stuff. I mean, It just depends on how the RPers, what the RPers do with it. You know, Goku's gone now, and like Vegeta's left there. Like the thing with Vegeta is he has no more motivation because Goku's gone and he's dead. You know, so it's an interesting time. You know, and I don't know if I should bring back Goku anytime soon. That's another thing. It's like we kind of defeat the purpose of him dying with Chi-Chi. Maybe they just stay in the afterlife.
If he's dead with Chi-Chi, I'm just like, would he even come back to life?
Yeah.
If Chi-Chi's dead too?
I might just have Goku stay in the afterlife with Chi-Chi. It's like, because, I mean, one of the problems with Goku is a lot of the enemies that he used to fight, they always keep coming back. So if he's dead, they have less of a reason to keep coming to Earth, you know? A lot of his past enemies.
It's like I said, it's like, think about it. If Chi-Chi was also dead, it's like, would he even want to come back to life? He's like, no, I'd rather stay here with Chi-Chi.
Yeah, in heaven, just chill.
Yeah, it's like, would he even want to come back to life if Chi-Chi died too?
Yeah.
It's like, I doubt it.
Yeah, especially given the circumstances where he was kind of like mislabeled an enemy of the state and shit. Even though
and then it's like, Astra's labeled him an enemy. Everybody hates the Saiyans. It's like, would he even want to come back? It's like,
So that leaves Vegeta in a very fucked up position because it's like his rival doesn't want to come back and he's just left with nothing.
Well, Vegeta's in a coma now, so he's not.
This coma shit, this coma fad keeps going. Because I remember Future Trunks was in a coma too. So, oh boy.
Yeah, but see, I kind of regret putting FT in a coma. It's like it really didn't do shit for him. But
yeah, coma's a good plot point. I just never thought of it till now. I'm like, yeah. I think it's used in a lot of soap operas, or what are they called? What are those things called? Soap shows or whatever for women. The characters always go into comas and shit. I don't remember. Is it called soap operas? Like Guiding Light?
Soap opera. Yeah, soap operas. Yeah.
Soap operas. Okay. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. You gotta entertain the masses.
What are my plans for Legends now that I'm flying solo? Well, of course we got to finish the plot with Katagan, which is good, which is great because I love playing Katagan, and now that the saga's over, hopefully more people can get involved with that plot because I'm not trying to make it something that's just contained between me and Xanthi and Elijah. It's just how it is because their characters are so connected to Katagan as a character. But before we were getting serious with the saga, it was like Katagan was the main threat on the planet. It was pretty cool because he's a OC villain, and OC villains are always cool. But the thing about Katagan is, it's like the way hey, go in your cage. The way we're going about this storyline is that it's going to be tied up by the time season 2 rolls around. So whatever happens, we're going to go into season 2 without, any kind of loose...
Seems like Katagan's going to go good with Heather.
Is he?
Seems like it.
He's still kind of crazy because he was just beating the shit out of Elijah the other day.
I just saw that shit with Xanthi. She's like, do we have to see that stupid person Tetradia? It's like, Tetradia was supposed to be in love with Catagon, not you, you harpy. You harpy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just Catagon is Xanthi and Tetradia are literally the only two people that are like consistently nice to him.
Yeah, but you know he's gonna fall for Xanthi at the end of the day, not Tetradia. Though it sucks because they used to like I like their past backstory of them as kids.
Who?
Like Tetradia and Catagon, if they know each other that much, it's like that'd make it a lot harder. Like I would imagine like Catagon kind of has feelings for Tetradia more because he actually knows like they actually have a childhood together. And then
Yeah,
they were
you should come visit Catagon and Tetradia, Catagon and Xanthi.
oh god, that's gonna be such a shit show. You know it is.
What's wrong with that?
It's gonna end up me fighting her, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
And I'll beat her too.
Yeah.
I won't go easy on her that time. I'll be like, no, fuck that. You think this is gonna be easy? I hope she knows how. The only way she's gonna be able to beat Tetrati is in hand to hand. But other than that,
Well, yeah, Xanthi can fight.
Tetrati is not good hand to hand, but she's good with a sword and with magic. With a rapier blade, she could fuck up somebody real quick. That's what they forget about her. Is she used to be in a fencing club in high school, so she basically uses her fencing techniques with a speed spell, and she could just tear people apart with a rapier blade that she keeps on her. So it's actually kind of horrible if you really think about it, because this like 20-year-old chick is a sorceress, but she's literally killed people by just impaling them with her sword and shit. So not the nicest person in the world. That's for sure.
Here, let me get my shirtless Catagon picture out.
Oh god. I think Blues likes it. He likes the fact that there's like a love triangle almost forming between Tetrati is pretty much done with Catagon after he cheated on her, but
Nah, she's not gonna be done. He's gonna win her back. Maybe not in like the relationship sense, but they will be allies again.
for what cause or purpose? That's what I want to know.
Remember when he was like, oh, we're gonna take over the world, and he was kind of just being like, yeah, because I want to take over the world.
Yeah.
So now after he killed his father and shit like that, he's basically like, you know what? You know how like Magic Maestro is kind of trying to bring back the magic era? He kind of wants to do that too.
The second magic age?
Yeah, but instead of like integrating with the humans or trying to whatever, he just wants to kill off all the humans that don't know how to do magic.
Oh god. So he's like Nazi Magic Maestro.
Like Voldemort.
So now Magic Maestro might have to stop him because he's like now their plans are conflicting. So that's gonna be an epic battle. Because then I won't have to hold
Maestro.
back.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Magic Maestro, you want to rule the world? Psych, nope, bitch, I'm ruling it.
That's gonna lead to a conflict between them, and I won't have to hold back with him because he's supposed to be a. I wanted him to eventually be a Saga villain on Legends, but he will be on Zeta.
Magic Maestro.
Oh man, he's a badass dude.
Magic Maestro.
Magic Maestro is basically my magic character that's OP, where Tetrati is kind of not. Like he's like okay, he can use like strength spells to where he can like. He can turn himself into. He can give himself strength to where he can fight like Z Warriors and shit if he has to, and he knows hand-to-hand combat. So he's more well-rounded than Tetradia. But it's not very common. Like really, like only Catagon and Magic Maestro are that well versed in all those different fields of magic to be able to pull off shit like that. That's why Ki is usually more common. Than magic, because it's like you have to you have to study magic over like decades and decades to like learn all these spells just to do like what you could learn just like I guess like carrying a fucking shell For Master Roshi or some shit, and you can learn, certain skills that
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah, it's like Katagan is only so like first of all, I kind of limited him because the only magic he knows is like Dark Soul magic and Fire magic. So those are the
yeah,
only two he knows. So Tetradia, well, he knows lightning magic too, but lightning is
yeah.
just the extension of fire magic anyway. So. But anyway, it's like he only knows fire and soul magic, and but he's
He'd
very
probably like
well
this
versed.
lightning bolt spell or fire bolt spell that I have. He'd probably really like
But
that
it's
one.
like he's just very well versed because of his he's been training for years. I mean, he's been studying magic for years.
Yeah.
Ever since he was a child, he's been studying magic. So it's like, of course, he would be.
Well, the thing is
Very
too that Tetradi
powerful.
always had her henchmen with her too. She has the same weakness as Rom, that she's not depending on just herself. Like, she always has her allies around, which you would think is a strength, but it's also a weakness because that means she doesn't have to exert herself as much and push herself to the
Right.
limits.
Right.
That's why Rom is never really,
Well,
Rom.
time to get rid of all these Turles images.
Because the Turles
Cleaning
Saga's
out my
over.
Imgur.
So is that what fucking you should totally put me back on Legends Discord. Is that the stipulation now that he's like, well, I'm not gonna allow Rom back on the Discord.
Well, first off, Ace was the one who banned you. I don't know
Well,
why.
Ace is a fucking retard. Like, he doesn't even have the authority to really do that shit. Like, really?
It's like he's barely here, so I don't know where he got the idea to just ban somebody.
That's actually active more than him. So that's
Yeah,
funny.
but I don't get it.
It's gotta be Forte's like, I don't want Rom on the Discord. It's like, yeah, but I'm not the one that's so in Discord like some of your pals, right? So, well, why am I the one getting banned? Just out of a grudge? What, do you want me to apologize? Because that's not happening. That's definitely not happening anytime soon. Let's see what I got. I got my Franz Kaiser Spear. Oh, yes. Now we're going deep. We're going deep. The German goodness. That's a good beer. That is a good fucking beer. That's right. So what are we doing now? How long has this podcast been going on? Did we cover everything we needed to? It's been going on for almost 3 hours. That's pretty good, really. So we can end it soon. Is there anything else, Blues? What else has been going on in Blues' life? So I guess we're gonna, the mystery of if Rom's gonna be added back to the Legends Discord ain't gonna be solved this episode. We'll find out next episode.
Well, I don't know, man. All I know is
Yeah.
Muse is dead because he's no longer a staff member.
You should, dude. You should add me back like right now, dude. Like, let's make life interesting. Just add me back. I promise I won't say it's the site's a dumpster fire or anything. I just want to be added back so that way, I could
So
be
you
on.
can peer into what's going on.
Well, I am a member, so I deserve the right.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
I deserve the fucking right.
Let's
That's
see.
right.
Server settings.
Yeah, so add me back.
Bans. Who the fuck is this Jermaine dude? Look, the ban reason was toxicity.
For saying what, the site's a dumpster fire when it was at the time?
Toxicity. Revoke ban.
Yeah. Now I
I
just
used to be able to go in now.
you gotta send me the link. Send me the link in the Zedacast chat.
Yeah, I gotta invite you. Hold up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Forte and Ace are just members now. They can't dictate shit.
Yeah, they're just members.
They're just peasants! Peasants, I say.
Bro, do you remember Passley?
Yeah, I do. What happened to
Where the
that
fuck
person?
did he go?
Fuck if I know, man.
The
People
fuck is happening past
maybe he might be on like a fairy tale site or some shit now. He's gotten over DBZ.
Oh man,
He might
you
be
know
one of
what?
those
If it's like
RPs.
if it's like specific people from the old sites that I would want to join Legends, my top five would have to be Aussie Yamcha, Paris,
Paris.
uh,
Yeah, Paris.
Paris, whatever, Pasley, uh,
Ugh. Look at this chat.
damn,
Look at
that's all
this.
I got right there.
Look at this fucking chat. Look at this chat. I'm trying to figure it out. Did they? Oh no, they kept all my media things, so they didn't think that was bad. I guess. You got all my media stuff. Cool.
They kept all your what?
I thought they might. Oh shit! That Trump. I like that Trump thing, where it's like Hillary Clinton's in the middle. What the fuck is that? Gaming?
Hmm?
No, I thought they might have deleted all my media things I had posted under out of character. I thought they might think, well, we shouldn't be talking about normie zone here. It's like, well, we're all normal people, right? So we should have a normie zone where we just post news articles. And if you're such a snowflake that you can't take other people's politics, then really you shouldn't be here. Because if you get offended by that, trust me, you're gonna get offended by a lot of other things. So,
Oh yeah.
I can't stand those people. That is the one thing I will never allow on Legends or Zeta. I will never allow social justice warriors to take over because they will be the death of this community.
Fuck that.
Because I've been to communities where they're like, well, that's ageism. Because I used to make fun of boomers and Zoomers. They're like, that's ageism. I'm like, can you shut the fuck up and let us have fun? Can we make jokes?
You fucking boomer.
See,
It's like,
I think I love the members more than most people because I'm like, I treat you like I'm out at the bar with you. Like I'm out at the bar with Dick, Falcon, and Blues. We're having some drinks. We can have a few jokes, and we're cool because we're buddies. We can have fun banner jokes. We're not saying anything crazy. We're not saying like it'd be like what the SJWs think would be saying was like if I would like grab a beer and be like, you know what, the Nazis did nothing wrong or some shit. It'd be like I'm a grown ass adult. I know what's bad and right. But like if we have a few jokes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fun. We can have a little bit of banner here in the comedy. That's in good taste. That's the thing. Comedy only works if you can.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't close till like 7, Mama. I can go. Damn. Oh, there's some bullshit.
She wants you to go somewhere.
Anyway.
I see.
Anyway.
All right.
Let's see.
So no, I was saying that that's how I treat the members. It's like you guys are at the you're at the pub with me. We're having some drinks. It means we're gonna loosen up. We're gonna have some fun. We can have some jokes, some banner. And as long as the jokes land and they're not too cringy, it's good. It's good. You know a good joke from a bad joke. So it is what it is. Catagon is going to turn with the power of love. Yeah, I think Heather's going to turn Catagon good. I mean, it's a given at this point that Catagon is going to be with her. Not Tetradia, which he should be with. Catagon should be destined to be with Tetradia. Tetradia's the obvious choice, bro. Let's go to Dragon Ball Legends. What's going on in
Yeah.
this C box right now? Oh God, you been RPing this whole time?
Okay, what happened?
You have been
Tetrati is
RPing
the
this.
obvious.
Yes. Our Tetrati is the obvious choice as a wife.
How is Tetrati the obvious choice?
I don't know. I'm just throwing in banter right now because that's why. Because she's awesome. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. I think Heather really likes the relationship angle of RPing, so she really. She probably had
If she didn't like the RP, she wouldn't do it.
Yeah, she probably has me beat at doing relationship RPs, so I can't compete with that. Tetrati would probably zap you and kick you in the nuts or something, or be like, get good.
She zapped me and what?
She'd zap you, kick you in the nuts, and tell you to get good. No, that's nah. Tetrati would want to do that, but like I don't know. I guess I can see why it's gonna be a Catagon Xanthi relationship. So it's all good. It's all good.
You know what? I got something. You know what? If you want to RP Tetrati more, I got something for you.
Oh, you're gonna create a character?
Yeah, I'll create a character just to RP with Tetra.
You had one, her brother. Though they just can't make out because they're siblings.
It's just fucking brother. Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, fuck that.
Hey, brother, you want to make out with me? Alexa's be like,
you already fucking smothered him in Tetra's titties.
yeah, that was
It's
fun.
like going any farther than that, it's like, okay, yeah, we're on Pornhub now.
What did you create? Dick Falcon was offended by that. He's like, what? Little brother smothered?
He's British. He literally cannot be offended by anything.
Degenerates! That's what he's secretly into.
He's British. He's British. He offends people in like a polite way. He like politely offends people.
Ah, I see. Oops.
All you like 13 different racial slurs, and it's like, you know what? I am. Just because he has a British accent. It's like, you know what, Dick Falcon? Maybe I am the N-word. Just because you said it in such a silky smooth British voice.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Just whatever Dick Falcon says just makes you rethink everything in life. I think you talked one time in the chat.
Does he sound British or Scottish or Welsh?
No, he's British, but like I think I heard him talk one time in the chat, and it was like one sentence he said, and then he never spoke again.
Oh, I love when Mouse showed up and I yelled at him and he just left and never showed back up. I mean, that's so fucking Mouse. That guy is literally like exactly what you would expect. Like, there's no surprise with Mouse.
What's up, guys? Yeah, it's like, what's up, guys? Like, he literally sounds like the stereotypical 90s nerd. Like, probably, not to be mean to Mouse or anything, but it's like he sounds like the 90s nerd. Just the way he sounds. He probably doesn't look that way. I've never seen what he looks like.
Yeah. If he ever comes back in the chat, I'm going to shout, FBI glow in the darks! And he'll just be like, just shout that to the top of my lungs, and he's just going to leave again. Oh, the glory.
I wonder what Forte's gonna do now that his muse is dead.
I don't know. Contown's still looking happy. Look at his face claim. He's like, I'm happy. Things are going good. And you got Sunpan.
Yeah, Conton's back.
Oh, great.
I guess he got tired of playing Corbett.
I mean, I wouldn't mind killing either one of those characters. It'd be very satisfying at this point. I miss just being Rom and just being able to come to Earth and just be like, hey, I'm gonna kill you now, and it's gonna probably happen. That was the fun of the Wild West of Anthology. Like, I could just show up and ruin people's fucking RPs. I'll be like, yeah, fuck you. You're having a romantic date. I just blew up the Starbucks they're in. Like, hey, it's Rom's here. Well, welcome to the fucking battle. Those were good times. Now Rom got to be an exile in space and go to Solana. That's a lot of boring fucking work that I have to do. It's probably not going to happen. I'll focus on Moth Violet. That's wholesome and goodness.
Yeah. It's like I can just focus on Katagon and Oob. Because I'm probably going to be... Because Gohan, he said he's down to RP with Oob. So I'm like, alright.
Yeah, Gohan will RP with anybody but me. Because I dared to criticize his lady. Because he's gonna eventually.
I think the reason he doesn't like your Goku is because you threatened to kill Pan.
I didn't threaten to kill her. I threatened to beat the shit out of her in training. So.
Well, I mean, could Pan really survive you beating the shit out of her though?
For a little bit, I'm sure. She's tough.
Little 10-year-old Pan.
Gohan's just a fucking lame. That's what it is. Like, I mean, he's just a fucking lame. He's like, I don't like Rom. I don't like Rom's characters. They're mean and they do things. It's like, well, you know, go fuck yourself. That's that's my classic response. Well, go fuck yourself then. What do you want? What? Who do you want me to play? You want me to play some fucking wholesome character? That's what I should do. That's the next thing. It's gonna be a blonde girl that's wholesome as fuck and doesn't really do anything. It's gonna be like one of their characters.
Yeah, it's like we know you hate playing this character because you don't like being nice.
Yeah, it's like, hey, y'all want to go bowling? And it's like she doesn't actually like contribute to like any Earth defense or anything. She's like, hey, I sewed a blanket for you. And she just gives it to you. Like she doesn't really do anything. She's just pleasant. Is that's what Gohan would want me to be?
Be like Konut.
Oh God, that'd be fucking hard, man.
Be like Konut.
It's like, hey, I made a nice little glowy thing in my hands, and it's like key. And it's like a little like spark. It's like I'm training.
I made a nice little glowy thing in my hands. It's like that's literally what her character did. It's like, oh, I made a glow. Pan showed me how to make a glowy thing.
That's rough,
it's
man.
Like, is that literally all Konut knows how to do?
Like, I tried to be Konut's friend as Dalia,
she insisted that she was in the Tree of Might event. It was like
she didn't even do anything.
It's like we can't do this event without Konut.
She'd look at it and fucking kill her too in it, or attempt to. I didn't even get a chance because it was so much bullshit between Forte and Ace. I didn't even get a chance to get to her. So. Yeah, Konut. Whoa, dude! We just happened to crash land on a giant tree. That's and it's like, oh man, I guess we got detonators. Just happen to have detonators, and it doesn't even matter because.
And then what tripped me out was in her post. She tried to make it seem like the soldier that was with Konut was able to shoot the fruit out of Rom's hand. I'm like, okay, that's not possible.
Yeah, fuck all that.
It's like, first of all, he already ate the fruit. You're trying to shoot it out of his hand before
I'm the fucking GM. I can do what I want. If Rom makes the fruit, he does. It's like, these motherfuckers, man. Like,
it's like, but you made a post stating that Rom already ate the fruit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm the Saga boss. Like, give me enough trust to accept the fact that I'm eating the fruit not to try to defeat you, but for a plot purpose. If I just wanted to defeat you, I wouldn't be going through the fruit. I'd just say, well, Rom wasn't at full power. Literally, I could just say, well, Rom's at half power. Now he's at full power. Now I'm going to fuck you up. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but you didn't do that.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So, with some of these people.
And then it's like Kaksu switching sides all of a sudden.
I didn't mind that. That was kind of cool. Surprising.
I don't know.
You didn't like it a lot?
It seemed like they planned that because, like, first of all, Kaksu really didn't do anything to help out Turles except for, like, one thing on New Namek when they were looking for the Dragon Balls. It's like, what did Kaksu really do to deserve to earn switching sides like that?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, Kaksu never RP'd like the character questioning her loyalties or whatever. So that's true. You know
Yeah, that's what
that.
I'm saying. It's like they never had any moral dilemmas. It's just, oh, I'm switching sides now.
Yeah.
If they at least would have RP'd, it's like Kaksu realizing, oh, this is a losing battle, or being like, hey, maybe I don't really agree with what the Saiyans are doing, instead of just being like, oh, I don't like Romanus. Because it really felt like that's why they switched sides, because they didn't like how you were uh, doing things.
Of course.
That's what it felt like to me.
That's fine.
Huh?
I said that's fine. I wonder how they like it when I have a whole fucking site running by myself. I wonder how they're gonna like that. Be like, hey, go fuck yourselves. That's you like that too? Because trust me, I think I'm gonna run a successful site. I know all the bad things not to do, and I'll know all the good things not to do. And if I have you there as even a minor admin, because I know you're gonna be running your site, and shit, the best thing would be is I'm a minor admin on Ledges and you're a minor admin on Zeta, because I really want you to be on Zeta, dude. I would if I could, I'd literally have you as like a full time my right hand man on Zeta, but I know you gotta run Legends, so I can only, but it'll be cool either way. I really think it'll be good, but yeah, they're not gonna be happy about that, because I know from the content that I put that it's gonna be a pretty popular site. Because I've gone way deeper than most people, and Forte thinks he's really good at creating lore. You know what Forte's problem really is? It's not that he does create good lore, but he doesn't know how to stop or shut it down. He thinks that people are going to read a 3,000 word lore, and what you got to do, this is what you do. You create bullet points telling them what the lore is, the main point, so they get it. So that's the gist. Right. And then you add the lore underneath, and it's like, hey, if this isn't good enough for you, here's the extra lore. And that's how you hook people in, because it's like, you got the people who just want the gist. They don't give a fuck. They just want to create a character. They're good. But you got the people, too, who love the lore. So you do the best of both worlds. Forte doesn't get that. He'll literally post a 5,000 word document that nobody's ever going to read. So that's why you create bullet points. You got to look at your audience, and you got to be like, okay, what does my audience want? Well, given our circumstances, we're the old people now. I'm the old millennial, and you're the old Zoomer. The younger generation, they're not the type that are patient enough to read even 1,000 word document. So you give everything in bullet points, in simple words. And if they want the lore, it's there too. And eventually, even some people will be one around where they want to learn the lore. But you got to do both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Honestly, that's my game plan. It's like, oh no. And even every racial trait I made, well, it'll have a basic rundown, but you could click a link to the Zetapedia, and it's like, it explains the lore of that trait. Not in a shit ton of detail, but enough to where it's satisfactory. Like, oh, so that's why the Saiyans are Stoics. There's a Saiyan Stoicism. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, this is why the Gemini, they have Magicka poses, because they use sign language as kind of a supplement to their normal language, as as a deeper expression. Oh, that's kind of cool, because there's always going to be those people who love that lore, and they can build upon that too. I made it to where in World Builder you can create your own partial lore if it's accepted, but the big thing is it's got to be accepted. Like, because if you come up with some bullshit, it's not going to be good. But yeah, you can even come up with your own lore on the site if it's good. But I don't know. I got to work out the bugs on that one, because I don't want to be reading everybody's lore. It's like, hey man, First of all, it's got to be limited. Like, if you're gonna write lore, it's got to be like a 2,000 words or less. It can't be a
Right.
hey, I wrote a 10,000 word lore on the Gemini. I'm like, nobody's reading that. So how about you don't do that and you write 2,000 words and you also make a bullet post summary or some shit. There you go. That's the way you do it. So. What are we doing now?
Cut this a little short. I have to go donate some plasma.
God damn it, Blues! You and your plasma donating. You're gonna get you some blood shekels. What are you gonna do with your blood shekels? Tell us. Are you gonna buy
shekels?
Yeah. Blood shekels.
My blood shekels.
Blood shekels. Do you know what shekels are?
Yeah, I know what the hell shekels are.
So you're gonna get some blood shekels, I guess.
I know what the hell shekels are.
Get you some blood shekels. I see how it is. Should I go and see Box as Moth Violet? What can I even do?
Yeah, you could.
Why is Iola so happy? I have never seen Kantan or any of his characters look happy at all. It's kind of creepy. Like,
Because they're with Bulla, man. That's the ship now. Bulla and Kantan.
Your daughter's dating a cat, man. I just want you to know that.
Let's see. I don't have anything else to do. She shrugged. You have a lot of food here, considering we're the only people ever here. You look a little groggy, but you're not as pale in the circles around your eyes.
Blues, as Vegeta, your daughter's dating a cat, man. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. I just like Vegeta to just come out and it's like, oh, so you think you could date my daughter, do ya? And he just knees him in the stomach.
You must defeat me in combat.
Last 5 minutes with me in combat. And he just
beats the shit out of Kantan. He's like, you lasted 1 minute and 20 seconds, so that's good enough.
It wouldn't be good enough. It's a 5 minutes, so he's like, get the fuck off my property. Then Bulma yells, it's my property! So it doesn't fucking matter. Get the fuck off of Bulma's property. And he says something like that. Doesn't fucking matter. I can blow up. Yeah. I guess folks, you got 3 hours out of us. What do you expect? We did a good rant. We talked about a good many things that nobody else is going to talk about. We told you our game plan. We told you who were fucking up on the site, who got fired, who might, do some moves. It's good. It's good. This is what we're doing. It's what I'm doing the what we doing dance.
3 hours and I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what's going on after 3 hours, you know what the problem is. It's not the coronavirus or the host. It's got to be you, man. You got to step up and learn something and get the knowledge. And Blues, you say the last words. What do you got to say to the folks out there?
Join Dragon Ball Legends, and when he gets it up, join Dragon Ball Zeta. We want members.
Yes. Dragon Ball Zeta and Dragon Ball Legends. They're going to be sister
sites. Didn't you
want to
call it Dragon Ball Enigma?
I did, but Zeta sounds a hell of a lot better. It does.
Yeah, it sounds cringy. Dragon Ball Enigma. It's going to be a mystery.
You know what? You just stop right there, mister. That's not cool. Just going to make fun of my name like that. But Dragon Ball Zeta... Dragon Ball Enigma. What's Dragon Ball Zeta now, bitch? It's about to get good.
Well, Blues is off the air. I'm gonna go donate plasma. I'm still being C-Box though.
All right. Well, you go donate plasma. I'm leaving too. Y'all, hope you enjoyed the episode. We're done.